Now, it's University of West Alabama Tiger Athletics play-by-play on Sly 1049 and Sly1049.com.
Welcome, Tiger fans, to the 2022 edition of Tiger Football. I'm Will Atkinson. I'll be bringing the play-by-play this year. I'll be joined in the booth with Mr. Rob Pearson, and we are at B.T. Harvey Stadium here in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, as Brett Gilliland's Tigers get ready to take the field here in about 30 minutes before we get things started. Rob, it is super exciting to be here this afternoon, and I'm ready to get after it as we get the season underway.
Well, you're exactly right. I look forward to being with you in a booth.
That's right.
Here we are sitting in the stands because there was no room for us in the end, but it's actually a pleasant afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the biggest game going on in Atlanta today.
Absolutely.
The Goodyear Blimp is here, as far as I know anyway. The Goodyear Blimp is here, and it's just been a wonderful afternoon for a football game, so I'm really looking forward to it, Will.
Yeah, I tell you, Rob, it's going to be a good time. We're going to be on Sly 1049. We love the fact that you've joined us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have a live interview that we got with Coach Brett Gilliland here on Sly 1049.
At the University of West Alabama, we want to help you find your something. We offer nearly 60 undergraduate programs in several areas of study, including education, natural sciences, nursing, business, technology, and more. Find your home at one of the safest college campuses in the nation and make lifelong friends through Greek life or student clubs and organizations. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of UWA's generous transfer credit policy and competitive tuition. Get started at UWAradio.com. That's UWAradio.com.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family-owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
Do you need a new vehicle today, or are you trying to keep your current vehicle running smoothly for a few more months? Hey folks, Lee Allen for Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No matter if you're in the market now or later, we're here for you. We have a lot full of inventory packed with cars, trucks, and SUVs. When you're ready, we have what you need at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian. Remember, when you're ready, we're ready. Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Welcome back. Will Atkinson and Rob Pearson bringing you the action here for the 2022 edition of the Tiger football season. We had an opportunity to sit down with Coach Brett Gilliland to get his thoughts on the season, and we're going to go with that interview with Coach Gilliland. We are here live with the head coach of the Tigers, Brett Gilliland, just before the start of the 2022 season opener on the road at Morehouse. Coach, you're entering your 9th season. First road opener to start a season since 2017 when we traveled to Lenore-Ryan, a game that we won 46-7. Back in 17, we won 10 games, advanced to the second round of the NCAA playoffs. What are your thoughts about starting the season on the road, and what's the most exciting part about getting this 22 season kicked off here in Atlanta?
Well, you know, it's exciting wherever we get to play game one, but I didn't realize we hadn't been on the road to open the season since 17. That's a pretty interesting stat there, but just an exciting time. The beginning of a season's always comes with a lot of energy and excitement and apprehension, especially as you don't know a whole lot about your opponents at this level as you get started early on, but excited to be in Atlanta. It's a great city for football. And, hopefully our fans, made the trip and get to experience a good game tonight.
You know, it's a mixed bag when you start talking about road games and home games and home field advantage and all that kind of thing. And you mentioned the excitement that comes with any season opener. Your team went a perfect 5-0 on the road. They began the season 6-0 for the first time in school history. And crazy enough, we won ball games in 4 different states. What has been the Tigers' recipes for success, especially on the road in the early part of the season?
We looked for that secret sauce because we did. We played really well on the road last year, better than we did at home. And a lot of that, opponents obviously come into play too and different things. But don't really know that we can pinpoint an exact reason other than the fact that, we get our guys away from campus, get them in a hotel the night before, and get them to, focus in on nothing but the game at hand. And so I'm sure that helps us a little bit going in. But our guys we've always talked about it doesn't matter where you're playing. The field's the same size, and, we want to go show out. And, our guys really did that last year, and we'll see how we play on the road starting today.
Well, I tell you what, I'm excited about it, and being a long time, Tiger fan and a member of the radio broadcast team, it's fun to see. It's awesome to see, some familiar faces, on the sideline. I mean, we've got Don Bailey back as the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Steve Sissa. But we've also got some new guys on the sidelines that are going to be helping lead the Tigers this season. What can you tell me about some of the new staff members that you have in place?
Well, we probably underwent more change this year than we have, I know, in a long time, maybe since I've been here. Which, as you have success and we hire good coaches, we expect them to get good opportunities and move on, for what they think's best for them and their families. And so, that happened to us, but we're really excited about the new hires we made. Defensive line-wise, we got Larry Scott coaching the D-line. Offensive line, Devin Weiss comes in. Both those young coaches have done a great job just coming in with a lot of energy and knowledge in their area. C.J. Hampton is coaching our secondary. C.J.'s a Meridian, Meridian's own C.J. Hampton. His dad played with me here, and was a great friend of mine, and really excited to have C.J. He played college ball at Ole Miss and was a heck of a player. Excited to have him back there. And then Marcus White's our new strength and conditioning coordinator, and has done a great job in a short time of being here. Came to us from Mercer. So a lot of new faces, a lot of fresh ideas. When you keep the coordinators intact, it keeps some continuity there, but allows new coaches to come in and enter their little twist on the program in their room. And so excited about those guys.
I tell you what, I've had the opportunity to meet some of the new staff, not all of them, but I can tell with each individual interaction that I have, whether it be in the cafeteria or walking along the sidewalk, they're excited about it. And, that's a lot of fun. And with that, you've got some exciting players that are returning. You've got 3 guys that were preseason all GSC selections in Demetrius Battle, a guy that rushed for 934 yards last year, 11 touchdowns. He earned all GSC honors and is tabbed as one of the persons on the watch list for the College Gridiron Showcase. You got Michael Anderson. He led the team in tackles last year with 55. Had 2.5 tackles for a loss. Shamar Lewis, also a guy that, led the team in interceptions. He recorded 36 solo tackles. I mean, you got a lot of guys that are key contributors. I mean, I'm thinking back last year as well. You had Darius Nalls. He had a breakout game against Morehouse. He pulls down 9 catches, 200 yards, and 2 scores in that 48-7 win. But, what are these guys going to bring to the table with all the experience that they have?
Well, they played a lot of GSC football. All those guys you mentioned and several more in some key spots have played a lot of football in this league, and we have to be able to lean on their leadership because we have a lot of guys that I'm sure we'll talk about, but a lot of guys in new positions, that are new to the program, new to the conference, and so those guys have to be the nucleus and be able to. Be able to carry the load, so to speak, especially leadership-wise, and be able to handle the ups and downs and ebbs and flow of a game and a season. So it's always good to have some guys who have, are as seasoned as that. The interesting thing about each team is the 11 guys on the field, especially game 1, are different as far as playing together. So how fast can that come together and work together will really be the tell of the tape today, so to speak.
Yeah, the camaraderie, it goes a long way with any team that you put together, whatever sport you're talking about. And with any season, comes the excitement of a new season, but also the reflection of the guys that, have been part of the program, that helped lead the foundation, and that have graduated and are going on to pursue things outside of, life at UWA. And I'm looking at it going, hey, how do you replace a guy like a Chris Terrell? He led the team in sacks last year with 7. Tyreek Martin, he finished his career leading the Tigers with 62 catches, 981 total yards. He scored, with 9 scores. And then you got a guy that, led your offense last year in Jack McDaniel, going 218 of 375. for just shy of 3,000 yards and 22 touchdowns. So, I mean, you've got some key losses, but what do we have to look forward to with some of those new faces that you mentioned kind of coming in and filling those gaps?
Well, anytime you're trying to replace guys like, especially the three you mentioned, that's a tough task because those are some pretty special players here, and we enjoyed having them during their time here at UWA. So obviously those are, they're leaving some shoes that are really big to fill. And that's really what these early games are going to be about, is seeing, how we replace those guys. And with some of it, we replace it schematically, and just make sure that we're playing to the positives of our players on the field. And so that's kind of, what we've had to do and adjust a few things. But we're going to have, a starting quarterback that, hadn't played a whole lot of college football. We've got a pretty new receiving core. You mentioned Nalls, but everybody else is pretty new there. And then replacing, CT and Lily and some really dynamic players on the defensive front. So that'll be what a lot of today's all about, because I like the guys we have. I like the way they've approached camp and through spring ball, summer, and fall camp. It's just now let's go turn the lights on and see what they can do.
I have not gotten to spend a lot of time with these guys, but I do spend time, in places like the cafeteria and whatnot. And we've got some good-looking football players, and I'm excited to see, the different nuances that they bring, to the team, and the brotherhood that I know that is instilled in all of the guys here at UWA. Switching gears a little bit, every year the GSC does a coaches poll. And polls are just that, just somebody's idea on, what they think is going to shake out in any given situation. And the GSC coaches poll, our Tigers were slotted fourth, right in behind Valdosta State, West Florida, and West Georgia, and just above Delta State. What are your thoughts on the preseason poll and what the GSC is going to look like this year?
Well, the one thing we know is top to bottom, the GSC is going to be every week. Any team we face is going to be able to beat us, and hopefully we'll be able to line up and beat them. It's the best league, bar none. We know that. All of us in it know that because we experience it week in and week out. So coaches' polls are just like you said. They're just, to me, they're an extension of last season's ending. We have so much turnover in this league with players every year and roster management every year and new transfers coming into every program. So it's so hard to get a gauge on, where everybody is till you get to week 4 or later. And so, but as far as, I think the fourth spot is where we finished last year. So I'll be honest, that's the way I rank it. When I put it in there, I rank it the way it finished the year before, because up until we start playing games, we don't know. And like you said, it really doesn't matter. So the biggest thing is I hope at the end of the year we're higher than fourth, and we'll see how that goes week by week.
I have no doubt that we'll have the guys and the plan to be able to make that happen. And, you mentioned how the GSC stacks up, and it stacks up tough in every sport that it hosts. And this year the GSC decided to do something a little different. They had this tinkering or an idea of the playoff preview, and there was a whole different formula that was going to go into how that was selected, but they ultimately decided to basically put the teams together and, kind of give a little bit more interaction among those GSC teams, especially when there were teams having a hard time to get an extra game. But for the Tigers, what that means is we're going to see Delta twice in about a 4-week span, and twice we have to go to Cleveland. What does playing a team twice in a season mean, and how much different is it if you have to play that team twice on the road?
Obviously, it's not ideal, and we knew that as a conference when we put this into play. But when we lost Florida Tech, it really made scheduling really difficult. And, part of the GSC being hard and a great league is people don't want to play us. And, and that's a hard thing to fill out an 11-game schedule. And the other part of it, we're fortunate. We have Morehouse, and then we have Miles and Tuskegee, who are all three great opponents. But we know we're going to get their best shot because we're a Gulf South Conference school, and it's their time to give it to one of us. And so, but going back to the scheduling thing, it wasn't something that we really wanted to do. We did it out of necessity. We had to find a way to get another D2 game in region for everybody. The thought was we were going to do it based off how the the season this year ended in rankings, and as we started looking at it, that's really hard to prepare for and plan for. And so, we had to go ahead and make a switch. And so we basically just based it off last year's rankings. And then the home and away was always going to be whichever team only had 3 home games, conference home games that year, they would get the home game to make it their 4th. So, the goal was to get every team in the GSC 4 home games, 4 away games, and an 8-game in-region schedule. So that's why it ended up us going to Delta twice. Obviously, that's not ideal, but it is what it is. And like we said, we played really good on the road last year, so hopefully we continue that trend. But, anytime you play somebody twice, it adds a lot more difficulties. And, but it's for both sides. I mean, they're playing us twice, too. So we just stack them up and give it our best shot as we get to them.
Now, I want to put you on the spot, and I don't mean to do this, and you can defer if you like. But with this playoff preview, do you think there's ever any possibility that they may flip it around instead of ending the season with it, that we may kick off the season with this preview before we get into conference play?
I think that's what's in the works from what I'm hearing, starting next year, most likely, is to kick it off before, maybe not the opening game of the season because we all have some of those scheduled, but maybe move it up to the week 4 slot and then start in week 5 through play the rest of the conference schedule, which is what we need to do if we're going to do it this way.
Right.
Ideally, we'll get another team that wants to step up to the challenge and join the GSC, and if we do that, we'll get another game automatically, and we don't have to worry about playing somebody twice. And so that's the ideal situation. But until we're able to make that work, I think that's where it goes.
Well, I think that it's tough when outside opponents aren't wanting to play teams in the GSC, and at least we have an answer to make sure that we have the full schedule that we need and get those in-region games. With every season, the quarterback discussion, it's always a hot topic. What can you tell me, if anything, about what the Tiger fans can look for by way of the signal caller when we get squared up against Morehouse?
Well, I think top to bottom, what I can tell you is we have the most talented quarterback room that we've had since I've been here, and we've had some really good players play the position. So don't hear me wrong on that. But top to bottom, we have a lot of good players that have battled starting spring all the way through summer and into fall camp. Several guys have battled to be that starter, and 3 guys for sure have made some good strides at that and made a good case for it. So that's what makes it tough as a coach, because it's hard to get 3 guys ready to play the spot, and so we've had to narrow down reps and everything to what we feel like at this point is the best chance to be successful. So with that, Tucker Melton has done enough to become that guy, and at this time, and so that's how we're going to lead it off today. Wouldn't be surprised to see others get in there, but they've all done some great things. It's been a really good battle, which is good, and as a coach is fun to have, but at the same time it makes decision making hard, and also you're going to disappoint some guys who have given their heart these last several weeks, and they just got to continue doing that, and it's a fluid situation, but we are where we are right now, and we think that's the best chance for us to be successful right now as a team, and so that's where we're going to go.
Well, I'm excited about that, and if I know anything about the Tiger ball clubs that you've put together, the emphasis is on the team and the team's success, and they may have a good rivalry and battle to work it out, but I have no doubt that whoever's in the game at any particular time has got the support of the guys behind him, because you never know. I mean, crazy things have happened when somebody else's number is going to have to get called, and they'll be ready to go, and I appreciate the time that you've given me today. So I just like to see if you have any final thoughts on this Morehouse matchup and the 2022 season as a whole.
Well, we're expecting a really good Morehouse team. They started out slow last year, and they finished the season on a bang. I mean, I think they ended up 4-1. Their only loss was to a Albany State team that was in the playoffs, and I think ended up winning the conference. And so, we got a good football team here today to square up against, and they create a lot of negative plays on defense, and they got a new offense coordinator, so there'll be some challenges there, early on for sure, trying to make sure and figuring out exactly what we're getting. But it's going to be a good team that we got to line up against, and we'll get a good test early.
Coach, man, I appreciate your time. Look forward to the 2022 season. Good luck this afternoon as we take on Morehouse. And again, I'm excited to be part of it, and I know the Tiger fans are anxious to get this season underway, and we look forward to getting you guys home soon. But thanks for the time this afternoon.
Yeah, man, thanks. Go Tigers.
That was Coach Brett Gilliland. He's getting ready to get the 2022 season kicked off underway here at Morehouse. When we come back, we'll get the starting lineups, and we'll be ready to go for some Tiger football.
That was Coach Brett Gilliland, head coach of our Tigers, and it was great being able to visit with him. And, starting it off on the road, this is the first time we talked about it with Coach that the Tigers have been on the road to start the season opener since 2017. And coincidentally, they just won that one by a score of 46-7. And, here we are on the road at Morehouse. Rob Pearson's with me here, and we are broadcasting from the very tip-top row. I'm going to call it row number 76 here in B.T. Harvey Stadium right here. We've got an open-air situation. The breeze is blowing, and Rob, we're here. We're ready for a little football.
You talked about starting off on the road. The Tigers were remarkable 5-0 last year on the road, and I just find that just an outstanding stat because in college football, your home field's supposed to be your advantage, right? Well, the Tigers seem to have an advantage on the road, and the first two games this season are going to be on the road here in Morehouse and Atlanta tonight, and then next week on the road in Birmingham against Miles. They are with a 6-game winning streak that Coach Brett Gilliland teams have on the road. So maybe we can make it 7-8 with these next 2 weeks. But Coach G talked about it a little bit in the pregame. It's sort of getting the guys away. What do you think? I mean, what's the difference?
And I've tossed that around. I love playing at home, but there's a lot to be said about being on the road because there are some things that you have a little bit more control of when you are on the road. I mean, you're putting the guys in a situation as this is when we're getting on the bus. This is when we're getting off the bus. This is what we're going to eat. This is how we're going to eat. This is when we're going to do the team meeting. And when you get into that rhythm, into your groove, I think the mindset for the team, it's easier to get focused because love being at home in front of the Tiger fans. But there are distractions at home, and you and I talked about it off air, Mom and Dad are coming, and you're trying to make sure they're on the pass list, and and are we going to go, to the X, Y, and Z to eat before the game and all that kind of deal. So, the road, it has its challenges, but there are some benefits to being out with your teammates and getting focused for that game.
Well, one thing we'll talk about as time goes on, certainly not tonight, but is making Tiger Stadium the home field advantage that it should be because, I'm looking around, and no disrespect to Morehouse College, but they don't appear to have a home field advantage here. I mean, the fans are not – there's not stands on both sides of the field, so there's not going to be just a big noise factor. And they have a band on the north end of the field, and when the Tigers get down there, they may hear a little bit from the band. But other than that, it's not just a packed house here.
It's not a packed house, and believe it or not, I mean, there's plenty of folks wearing red and white here.
There are.
In B.T. Harvey Stadium, so that's an exciting deal. Now, we are in basically downtown Atlanta. I mean, door to door, you're talking about 256 miles, 3.5 hours, and it looks like we're going to have some pregame activities. We're going to have the national anthem. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the starting lineups, and we'll be ready to kick off this 2022 season on Sly 104.9.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Be a part of Nahiola Credit Union's winning team. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years and want you to be a part of our continuing success. We offer all types of financial services from personal and business checking accounts with no monthly service fees to low interest rate loan products. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years. Come by and give us a chance to show you the credit union difference. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
The only thing worse than having a broken down vehicle is having to pay an arm and a leg to have it repaired. Well, at York Automotive, they not only have the parts you need, but they have a certified mechanic on staff as well. They lead the area in standard 5-quart oil change prices at only $39.95. York Automotive Supply has everything you need for maintenance, like belts, hoses, tires, and antifreeze. Get the best service and save the most money at York Automotive Supply, 302 South Broad Street, York, Alabama.
When's the last time you've been to the Aloha Hawaiian Grill? They've got a few new things that I think you should try. How about the Polynesian barbecue sandwich? Or what about the Hawaiian wrap with grilled chicken, steak, filled with sticky rice, aloha sauce, lettuce, and cheese? My go-to is always the IE Tuna Poke Bowl. Come check out the Aloha Grill, Highway 80, Morehouse, Alabama.
Live from B.T. Harvey Stadium on the campus of Morehouse College, Will Atkinson and Rob Pearson bringing you the play-by-play of the Tiger football. We just got the rendition of the national anthem. The captains are making their way to the sidelines, and we'll have the coin toss. And downtown Atlanta, 256 miles door-to-door from Morehouse to West Alabama, about 3.5-hour ride. And we're here. We're about 4 minutes and 51 clicks of the clock away from getting it started. And, Rob, it's been a long time coming to get some Tiger football underway.
Happy New Year, Will. I mean, it's good to get college football underway, and specifically West Alabama Tigers. You never know what comes into a new year, and especially with a team like Morehouse. I believe they changed their offensive coordinator, so you really don't know what you're going to get. Their head coach is Coach Rich Freeman. This is his 15th season. But with the coordinator change, you expect things to be a little different coming out of the locker room. And I love the quote from Coach Pittman at Arkansas earlier this week, and talking about teams, what they bring when you don't really know what to expect. And some teams come in bringing unsweet tea, and some bring hard liquor. You're not sure which one you're going to get. So it was kind of like that last year, but the Tigers were able to win 48-7.
Yeah, the Tiger captains are making their way to the sideline. Looks like today's captains are going to be Michael Anderson, Demetrius 8-ball battle, Lamar Gray, and number 71, Cordell Watts, as they will represent the Tigers. For Morehouse, we'll have Ernest Davis, number 11, Tyler Hunter, 93, Elijah Campbell, and big number 76, Savion Baker. And, Rob, despite the different setup that we have, we are in the shade. There is a fantastic breeze blowing, and I think we're going to have a great afternoon for some Tiger football.
As long as it doesn't rain.
Hey, you gotta cut that out, man. I've been thinking it the whole time, and I refuse. Old baseball part of me refuses to say it, but he goes on record, and he's calling for the rain to stay out of here.
If I see any rain dances, I'll go straight Cowboys and Indians on you tonight.
Yeah, I got a feeling that I'll be trying to chase him down after that deal. But Rob, here we are with the coin toss as the captains make their way, and the Tigers are coming out of the tunnel here to the south end zone.
Yep.
Led by Coach Brett Gilliland. The Tigers are going to be wearing their road whites with the red pants. The jerseys are white with red numbers and the red headgear.
It's hard to believe this is Coach G's 9th season.
I'll tell you, I mean, it goes by in a hurry, but he's a guy that he's come in here and he's got after it.
Yep.
He's put a great product on the field, and I expect no less here in this 22 season.
Yeah, the winningest coach in Tiger history, 52-30 is his record. And now, doing the coin toss, I believe Demetrius Battle will get the option here of choosing heads or tails.
Tails, heads. Call for it. What do you go?
It's in the air.
Yeah.
It is a head.
I believe Demetrius. Morehouse won the toss. There you go.
Morehouse wins the toss. They're going to defer.
Which way do you want to kick?
And West Alabama is going to get the football, as it looks like West Alabama will be defending the north end zone. That's the campus end zone here at Morehouse Stadium.
It's really a beautiful field. It's artificial turf. It's a beautiful track that goes around the field, named after Edwin Moses, an alumnus of the Morehouse Maroon Tigers. Edwin Moses, gold medal winner in track and field, 2-time gold winner.
There's not a lot of opportunities that I would ever have to win with a gold medal, but if it were, it would probably be in something like eating a hamburger or pizza. It's not the 100 at all in any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Morehouse is going to be decked out in the black pants, black jerseys. They've got their maroon numbers trimmed in white and black headgears with the white logo. They're going to be on the near sideline. The Tigers will be on the far sideline as Coach Brett Gilliland and his staff, they're getting ready to kick this thing off. The scoreboard here at B.T. Harvey Stadium. 30 seconds to go. Last chance, Rob, to get some thoughts in with these starting lineups and your thoughts as we get ready to kick it off here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, I believe he said Tucker Melton's going to get the call at quarterback. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. I always see deferring, especially in a game like this. I'm not a big fan of it. It's because, you lost, 48-7 last year over at West Alabama. This year, I would think you'd want to get the ball first and try to make some positive headway. But apparently he thinks this is going to be a game in the second half, and so we'll see. To me, it's a sign of maybe overconfidence when you defer to start a season. But
I tell you, I'd love to see this offense come out here with a little bit of swagger and get the football back deep to receive for West Alabama. It looks like that's going to be Bry Webb and number 20. I think that's 20. Caleb Bass, as they'll have their
Hunter Kilpatrick.
Is it Hunter Kilpatrick?
I believe it's 28.
I'm going to have to bring my glasses here to get the numbers. I think you're right on Kilpatrick, one of the running backs for West Alabama.
Having Don Bailey back as your offensive coordinator gives you some. We got a new quarterback, obviously, from last year, but Don Bailey with the continuity and offensive coordinator, I think that makes such a difference in the offseason, and we look forward to seeing what he's got scripted for the first couple of plays.
Kicking it off for Morehouse will be Alube Baker, 6'1", 180-pound sophomore. As he tees it up, he makes sure everybody's ready to go. As we get ready to get this one underway, Baker puts a foot to it. It'll be an end-over-end kick fielded at the 5-yard line. He's going to bring it out to the 20.
He must have.
And I don't know if that was a slight, if he called for a fair catch there.
He must have waved his hand enough to make.
28 of the receiving team gave an inbound fair catch signal. Ball be placed at the 25.
The thing about the fair catch signal is he may have just been balancing himself with his arms and had him out beside him, and but that can be construed as a fair catch signal. And it should be, actually. So, a kick returner, you have to be careful.
It's a safety situation right there. So, West Alabama will start first down and 10 from their own 25. Tucker Melton will lead the offense. He'll be in a shotgun formation with Demetrius Battle to his left. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Hand off to Battle up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's going to cross the 35 off to the, 32-yard line before he's drugged down by a host of Maroon Tigers.
Already, Devin Salter and Caleb Lyles on the right side just opened up a big hole there, Will.
It looked good right there up front. Quick offense for the Tigers as Melton brings them to the line. 3 wide receivers set to the top side. Melton in shotgun. He's going to put it into the bread basket of 8-ball, and he's going to bring it down on the right side. He crosses the 35, the 40. It'll be pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
2 plays, 2 runs. I mean, that's they both made about 8 yards a gain, so they may keep it on the ground here. Let's see. I'm sure they'll mix it up some, but an odd front, a 3-man front here for the Maroon Tigers they're going against. They feel like they can run against it.
Shotgun again with Melton. Battle gets it in the bread basket. He's hit in the backfield, shakes a tackle. He'll bring it out to the 40. He may lose one on that play. As 3 runs in a row, it's been 8-ball all the way. Here in the early goings, just a minute underway here in the first quarter. 0-0 your score with the Tigers at Morehouse. As we'll be in the shotgun once again. It's going to be snapped to Melton. He's looking for an open wide receiver off the hands of the intended receiver, John Hilbert. And that's going to be intercepted. It tipped off. I didn't get the number of that one, Rob, of the guy who brought it down for the Maroon Tigers.
I didn't either, but it was just at the right place at the right time because they were going for Hilbert, as you said, the slot receiver. And the corner who was guarding the outside receiver just happened to be there when the ball tips off Gilbert's hands. And it made a good play, but he just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And
the Maroon Tigers, they're going to take over here in their own territory, 49-yard line inside Tiger territory. Quarterback Derek West will take the snap, and he'll hand off to the running back, and he gets it across the line of scrimmage, gets to the right side, and forced out of bounds.
The thought occurred to me that my criticism of deferring to the second half has proven to be unwarranted. That was a good decision.
Well, I tell you what, it was the first play of the game that was a non-run, and it just tipped off of the would-be receiver. Yep. As the Maroon Tigers, they're going to go in a shotgun formation with one man in the backfield, a split wide receiver set on the right side. He moves his running back to his right as West awaits the snap, puts it in the breadbasket there. Met up front by big number 90 for West Alabama. That's going to be Michael Sharpley.
Nice play by Sharpley right there. Just whipped his man up front. The Tigers in a four-man front. And the Maroon Tigers had a sort of unbalanced line to the left. And I'm no doubt that's something Coach Steve Cease is going to be adjusting to. But I don't think he's seen that on film. But that time it's just one-on-one matchup. Michael Sharpley whipped his man. They're going to double-team him.
Third down here for the Maroon Tigers. West brings them to the line. Two wide receivers here to the near side. The snap is low. A lot of pressure. West is going to keep it himself, and he's going to find a hole. He's going to get across the 40, and he'll get the first down. He'll step out of bounds inside right about the 30. Looks like he's going to be right about the 32-yard line inside West Alabama territory for the first down.
Well, you got to put an asterisk by that play because that's going to change our defense dramatically. Derek West has got wheels. And so you've got to do a mesh rush with him, keep him in the pocket.
Trips to the near side. West in the shotgun with his running back to his left. Barks the cadence, puts it in the belly of the running back. He gets to the right side. He's got a hole. He's going to cross the 20. He's going to be forced out. He breaks the tackle. I thought he was going to be forced out at about the 12-yard line, but he breaks the tackle, gets it all the way just about to the 10-yard line, Rob. And the Maroon Tigers here showing a little offensive prowess.
Will Terrence Monroe, who is the nose guard, made the tackle at the 10-yard line. And the play started at about the 30. If that tells you anything, but just really good hustle job of chasing the play and making the tackle. But first and goal now for the Maroon Tigers.
West in shotgun. Hands it off to number 2, Davis. He meets the Tigers up as he tries to go off tackle on the right side, and he'll be brought down. So West and Davis seem to be the matchup, and both of those guys have some speed, Rob. Yes, and they have, taken over inside West Alabama territory at the 49, and they've brought it down inside the 10. It'll be second down and goal from the 8-yard line.
A little bit different team than we saw last year, but we'll talk about this a little more. You typically, that you see something new in the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of a football game, and hopefully get a chance to adjust to it.
Maroon Tigers put a man in motion. Hard count. It'll be in the belly of Davis. No, he pulls it back. West finds a wide receiver across the middle. He connects. And that'll be complete down at the 1-yard line.
RPO play right there. He had the choice of either handing the ball off to his running back, but he saw his man on a slant pattern streaking across the middle and thought he had a touchdown. He did get it complete, but it's about the football length away from the end zone.
It'll be a goal line defense here for the Tigers as West has got Davis to his right side, a high snap. West keeps it. He tries to avoid one tackle, but he's going to be sacked in the backfield. Great job right there by the West Alabama defense.
Javante Carter, the Bandit, came in and made that tackle. A huge play, a loss of 5. I don't really know what they really were intending to do there other than quarterback keeper, but the Tigers just flat blew that up.
Blew it up. The snap was a bit high. And West Alabama's Javante Carter puts the kibosh on that one.
That's a great job to hold him out of the end zone there and force this field goal attempt, Will.
The field goal right in the middle of the field. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And that one will go through. So Morehouse will strike first. They'll scratch the scoreboard 3-0 here with 9:28 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. Sly 104.9.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American-owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
B.T. Harvey Stadium, 3-0 your score as West Alabama trails here early. 9:28 remaining. Rob, the Tigers turned it over on their first possession, but have an opportunity here early to right the ship and make some positive things happen.
You know, you come into a game not knowing what to expect from Morehouse State. You know, they've got transfers, they've got different coaches. And so you know that the first 5 minutes you're going to see things that you haven't seen on film. And, you know, now it's how both you and your coaching staff and your players respond to adversity. And in a way, I would think the coaches are a little glad to have this opportunity to respond to adversity. So, I mean, obviously don't want to be behind, but sometimes it happens in games like this, you know. So
Maroon Tigers will kick it off. Baker puts a foot in it. End-over-end kick. It'll be fielded at the 10 by Kilpatrick. He brings it out to the 20, makes a move at the 25, and he's upended.
Well, the ball came out as his elbow hit the ground. He got upended, as you said, Will. But if you can imagine, he was holding the ball in his right hand. The elbow hits the turf. The ball comes out. But once the elbow hits the turf, he's down. I watched him. He did not move his arms anywhere other than where his hips were. So he wanted to run it out, but it's the same result. First and 10 for the 25.
Tucker Melton will bring him out. It'll be a 3-wide receiver set here to the near side. It's going to be Nalls in the backfield. Will Demetrius Battle? As Battle will get the handoff, he'll go off left tackle. He'll pick up 2 on the play. As West Alabama back to the run, Demetrius Battle, grad senior. A lot of talent in that young man, a preseason GSC All-Selection. As Tucker surveys the scene, 2nd down and 8, shotgun. He's going to go to the pass. He's looking to go to Nalls here on the near side. It's high, one-handed catch by Nalls, and he brings it down at the 30. And what a great athletic catch right there by Darius Nalls.
But those 2 passes that have been high by Tucker Melton. The first pass, I felt like he rushed it because I actually think he made the wrong decision, and by the time he threw it, he realized he did and sort of rushed to throw it and sailed high on him, and it forced the interception. That time, that pass was a little high. I think it was a little late in making the right decision that time. And, again, this is his first start. So you don't expect him to be just crisp. But we got a big 3rd and 4 here. Need to convert.
3rd down and 4. Melton in the shotgun. Battle to his right. He's going to step back, survey the scene. He wants to go to Nalls again.
That was a beautiful pass.
Absolutely, Rob. He hits Nalls at the 40 and steps out. That'll be enough for a Tiger first down. And maybe a little rhythm right here, Rob.
That's a confidence-building pass right there, Will.
Quick was right here, and that one's going to be kept by Melton. He's going to bring it to the right side. He's going to be forced out of bounds at the 44-yard line. He's going to pick up a gain of maybe 3.5, call it 4.
The thing about that last pass is he had to sort of sit in the pocket, take a bit of a breath, and throw the ball over the linebacker and in front of the corner. And, of course, Nalls was there, just hit him right in stride for a nice first down on a 3rd and 4. So, I think he's found his rhythm now.
G. Pollard and John Hilbert, receivers to the far side. Nalls here to the near side, shotgun. As it's going to go straight to Battle. Kind of a wildcat. Battle makes a step at the line of scrimmage, avoids a tackle. He's going to get across the 50, and it'll be a first down as he gets it into Maroon Tiger territory. He'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Quick work right there by the Tigers. It'll be a slant across the middle. He's going to hook up with John Hilbert. Hilbert, with coming across the middle, he's able to get the first down.
That was an RPO, Will. He put it in the belly of Battle and pulled it out, and Hilbert made a great play on it.
Tigers with some momentum right here with a lot of energy as they move the football. 3-wide receiver set. Melton stands at the 40. He's got Battle to his right. Shotgun. It'll be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to bring it in. He'll tuck it. He'll cross the 30, and he'll take it out of bounds at the Maroon Tigers' 25-yard line.
Great job by the offensive line and Tobias Webb that time picking up the blitz. There's a 3-man front, but they blitzed 2 linebackers. They rushed 5, and all of them picked up the blitz and were able to pick up yards.
Hand off to Bry Webb. He'll be met at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be brought down after no gain. But Bry Webb getting the carry right there. Young man from Dothan, Alabama. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2 for West Alabama as Tucker Melton looks to the sidelines. And checking in for West Alabama will be Owen Harper. Also checking in for West Alabama will be G. Pollard, wide receiver. He'll go, a little confusion there as Pollard and Nalls, 2 wide receivers here to the near side.
Extra tight end. Yep.
Hand off to Webb. He finds a hole. Great job up front. He'll get across the 20-yard line, or brought down at the 20 rather, for another West Alabama first down.
Tigers came with Owen Harper with the tight end that time and just gave him a little extra blocker there and gave Webb enough room to pick up the first down.
Ty Webb, the lone back in the backfield. He'll be standing to the right of Tucker Melton. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 to the top side. Tucker surveys the situation, barks out the cadence. He's looking to hit a wide receiver coming across the middle and thrown behind G. Pollard. And, Rob, that one was almost pulled down for the second interception of the afternoon.
Well, again, Tucker Melton, the mistakes he's made, he's just tried to act too quick. He had plenty of time then. He knew he threw basically a hot route. I mean, the blitz was coming from the short side of the field, and he was looking for G. Pollard on that slant route coming from where the linebacker was. He just rushed his throw. He didn't have to. He had good blocking on that side.
Melton in the shotgun, Webb in the backfield. It'll be handed to Webb. He's going to try to go to the right side, and he'll be brought down after about a 2-yard gain. Little extracurriculars right there, Rob, as the Tigers get a couple of yards.
A little grabbing and clutching there in the pile that some Tigers took exception to, and a little bit of a scrum, but no fouls. We'll live to play another play, but a big 3rd down conversion here, Will.
3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. 2 wide receivers to the top side. Bry Webb in the backfield. Tucker Melton leading the offensive unit. The dangerous Darius Nalls here to the near side. He looks to go to Nalls. He hits him out to 20. Nalls stiffs arms the would-be tackler, fights him off. He's going toward the end zone. Did he get in? Oh, he's going to be pushed out of bounds. As Nalls was reaching for the end zone, he's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Here's what we learned there. Darius Nalls is one-on-one. He's open. It was just a quick slant over there. It's one man to beat, and he beat him with relative ease and picked up the first down.
First down and goal for the Tigers. He's going to be given to Webb. Webb's going to try to go to the right side. He fights his way toward the line. He keeps his legs churning, and he'll be brought down at about the 2-yard line.
Well, I thought we were going to get Demetrius Battle in there, but Bry Webb's going to get another carry. Looks like Tigers are going fast.
Tigers are moving fast. Bry Webb in the backfield. It'll be Tucker Melton in shotgun, as it'll be handoff to Webb. He leaps in. He reaches for the end zone, and he's going to be stopped at about the 1-yard line. So that'll be 3rd down for the Tigers, 3rd and goal, as they're about 3.5 feet away from the first score of this 2022 season, Rob.
Well, they've had to convert several 3rd downs on this drive, and so here's another one from a yard out. You would expect them to run the ball, but they have not gone heavy necessarily. They do have Caleb Bass into the game as a wing back on the left side. Now I believe the Maroon Tigers are going to have to take a timeout and get lined up.
Yeah, I think they saw that they were bringing Battle in and didn't maybe have the personnel that they wanted to take on right there.
Yep.
And we can take a quick one on Sly. We'll take a quick break here on Sly 104.9.
If you are responsible for taking care of someone who is nearing the end of life, let us help you. Legacy Hospice can bring services to your home or to a nursing facility to care for your loved one. For more information, call our office at 1-800-580-8479. Legacy Hospice serves 8 counties in the West Alabama area.
Welcome back, BT Harvey Stadium. 3-0 your score, 3:43 in the first quarter. Will Atkinson and Rob Pearson bringing the play-by-play. And, Rob, the Tigers have put an extended drive here. They're about a yard away from pay dirt. What do we got to do to get in the end zone?
I expect us to run it again. I think we'll probably try the right side here. We've had some good luck on this right side.
Hunter Melton in shotgun. 8-ball. The lone wide receiver handoff to Melton. To 8-ball, and he is met in the backfield. He'll lose a yard on the play, Rob.
Well, I was right, but we had no one to account for the corner. He basically came on a corner blitz. There's nobody over here on the right side to throw the ball to because we had an unbalanced line really to the left. And nobody accounted for the corner, and he came in and hit Demetrius Battle a yard shy of the line of scrimmage. Tigers are going for it.
4th down here. And goal from the 2. Tucker Melton leading the offense. Demetrius Battle in this pistol look for the Tigers. He moves him now to his right. As he barks out the cadence, he's looking for the end zone, and he's going to get in there. Touchdown, Tigers! That's going to be a quick two-yard pass to Caleb Bass as West Alabama gets on the board and gets into the end zone for the first time in this season, Rob.
Caleb Bass, did you have Caleb Bass on your bingo card as catching the first touchdown?
I did not. I would like to say that, yes, sir, I did, and I'm going to mark it with the chip, but I didn't. But Caleb Bass is in. Gabe Dunkle in, the left-footed kicker for West Alabama to attempt the PAT. The snap's good. The hold's good. The kick, it's a line drive, but it's going to squeak through there as West Alabama will tack on the PAT. They'll take the lead 7-3 here with 2:59 in the first quarter. We'll take a break. Sly 104.9.
That king-cut ribeye at Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's in Livingston just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's is the South's last old-fashioned steakhouse. They cook them the old-fashioned way. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
At the University of West Alabama, we want to help you find your something. We offer nearly 60 undergraduate programs in several areas of study, including education, natural sciences, nursing, business, technology, and more. Find your home at one of the safest college campuses in the nation and make lifelong friends through Greek life or student clubs and organizations. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of UWA's generous transfer credit policy and competitive tuition. Get started at UWAradio.com. That's UWAradio.com.
Find the end zone from 2 yards out. Melton to Bass for the first touchdown of the year. And West Alabama's got the lead here 7-3 on the campus of Morehouse College. Rob, West Alabama with an extended drive there as they get ready to kick it off. That'll be Dunkle, as that one will be end over end, fielded at the 5-yard line, fielded at the 5 across the 15 to 20. Makes a move at the 20, brings it out to the 23, fights his way toward the 24. And he'll be brought down at the 24-yard line as the Maroon Tigers will take over first down and 10.
Lamar Gray on the tackle there did a great job of tackling there at the 24. On that last play, Tucker Melton does a good job of getting the ball out fast. And the ball didn't exactly hit Bass between the 2 and the 0. And, I mean, he snagged that ball around a defender and on a 4th down and 2. But it was
nice play there.
It was a nice play. It obviously worked out really well.
Derek West will lead the offense for Morehouse. In the backfield will be Ernest Davis. Defensive unit for West Alabama. Looks like they'll have 4 down linemen there. 4-3 set. Low snap. He's looking for his wide receiver here to the near side. He hooks up with him. A nice tackle. Open field tackle by number 6, Shamar Lewis. As it was a quick shot to the sideline, Rob, and the Maroon Tigers are going to pick up 4.
Yeah, Shamar is really a safety, but he was playing corner on that particular play. I guess they were sort of matching personnel defensively. But came up and made a nice open field tackle there for a 3-yard gain.
West in the pistol. He's got Ernest Davis Jr. behind him there. 2 wide receiver set, 3 wide as they put 1 in motion. As he barks out the cadence. Snap. He looks to throw. West in and out of the hands of the would-be receiver. That's Brogan Corda. I didn't mention it, but West is a southpaw. You know, he's slinging it lefty there.
He's not only southpaw, he's got this little sidearm action that he doesn't exactly come over the top with the football.
In baseball terms, we'd call it he's three-quarter.
He's three-quarter, yeah. It's exactly right. It's a weird throwing motion, but it's effective. And we'll certainly see it again here, I believe, on 3rd and 7 from their own 27.
3rd down and 7 from the 27. 2:08 with West Alabama on top, 7-3. Derek West, he puts a man in motion here to the near side. That's going to be Marquise Pride. He takes a step back. Pressure by West Alabama. The pocket collapses. West is going to have to make a move. He makes a move at the 25, and he'll be tackled for a loss of. That's going to be a loss of 1 right there, Rob, as West Alabama had good coverage down the field.
Well, West is dangerous with his feet. Trevon Stanford kept him contained. He didn't let him get outside. He had an opportunity to pitch it to a man, but you got to give a lot of credit to Stanford there to both keep him contained and sort of limit his options, so to speak, knock him down for a 1-yard loss. Really nice open field play.
Punter in. He'll take this one. His heels are on his own 12-yard line. Ubadi Baker. High spiral kick. That one's going to head toward the Tiger sidelines. Official coming up. He's going to spot it out of bounds. It looks right about midfield, Rob. Yep. So West Alabama will take over 1st down and 10 from midfield as they lead 7-3 here with 1:14 in the first.
Offensively for the Tigers, we've seen some runs and we've seen short passes. We had maybe one time when a deep pass may have been called and the quarterback was able to scramble and sort of get out of the pocket and run with it. But I'd like to see the Tigers try some downfield passing right now. But
Nalls and Hilbert here to the near side. It'll be put into the belly of Webb as he fights his way back to the line of scrimmage, met by a host of Maroon Tigers. And I'm with you, Rob. You know, we've seen some quick routes, but we got some guys with some open field speed, and we'd like to see it.
Well, we've seen RPOs with the short passing game. What we haven't seen is the play action where you take a shot. And now I think the reason is that Morehouse is really giving us the underneath routes at the moment. But as you hit more of those, they'll start jumping those, and those deep routes will be open.
Owen Harper, the tight end for West Alabama. Melton in shotgun. Webb to his right. Melton takes the snap. He's flushed out to his right. He's got a guy wide open down the field. He forces a throw, and it's going to go out of bounds into the Maroon Tiger bench. A lot of pressure right there as it looked like Melton had a guy open, Rob.
Well, Nalls ended up being open in the past 20 yards downfield, and I don't think Melton ever saw him. But he had gotten behind the defense, exactly what I was talking about. They had walked 5 guys up onto the line of scrimmage, so they had really 8 men in the box. The Tigers had the advantage in the passing game, and Melton just didn't see him, so it's 3rd down and 10.
3rd down and 10. Tucker Melton leading the offense here for the Tigers. They're at midfield, leading 7-3. Shotgun snap. Melton with a little bit of pressure. He steps into the throw. He's going to connect with number 1. That's Darius Nalls. He'll catch it at the 33-yard line of the Maroon Tigers, and that'll be a West Alabama 1st down.
And Will, that dog will hunt right there. Melton dropped back. He had a blitz coming. He never really got rushed. He stepped up in the pocket. He found Nalls on a square end and hit him right on the 1.
That looks real good right there. Good, strong throw as Melton's got Webb in the backfield. It'll be a pass for the Tigers. He's looking to go, trying to hook up with G. Pollard. Hooks up with Pollard. Pollard will be forced out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Is it going to be enough for a 1st down?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Let's see the guys on the chains. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, it should be. That does end the first quarter, but let's see if they measure to end it. Pollard was on an out route there, and, buddy, that might not have started great, but Melton's looking really good now.
I tell you, I think once he settles in, man, he's going to be good to go. This is West Alabama football on Sly 104.9.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family-owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
Do you need a new vehicle today, or are you trying to keep your current vehicle running smoothly for a few more months? Hey folks, Lee Allen for Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No matter if you're in the market now or later, we're here for you. We have a lot full of inventory packed with cars, trucks, and SUVs. When you're ready, we have what you need at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian. Remember, when you're ready, we're ready. Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Welcome back to B.T. Harvey Stadium on the campus of Morehouse, West Alabama. After one quarter of play, they lead 7-3, Rob. And I tell you, a little slow start, but I think the Tigers got some weapons that they can work with throughout the season.
Well, you saw that the Maroon Tigers start to really play the run after the first couple of carries that Battle had. You start to see them really come up and linebackers really commit, maybe even taking a lot more chances blitzing-wise, but they're going to have to rethink that because Melton is like I said, may have started a little slow. This is his first start ever, but he's settled into the game now.
Melton, 6'2", 220, freshman transfer as he leads the Tigers onto the field. It's going to be a 4-wide receiver set. Webb's going to be in the backfield to Melton's right. It'll be a little screen pass out to Webb, but he's going to catch it. He'll cross the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. That is pay dirt, Rob. Touchdown, Tigers.
I love that call by Don Bailey because he saw how the defense was crowding the line of scrimmage. They had been blitzing every play. He sort of caught them doing the same thing. Briar Webb sneaks out of the backfield, and there's no one out there. The wide receivers that were there laid good blocks. No one laid a hand on Briar Webb. That was a fantastic play call by Don Bailey and perfect execution by his team.
Gabe Dunkle to attempt the PAT, and the hold for West Alabama will be the kick is up. Is it going to be good? And it's going to get through there. And it was a little, it was iffy there for a second, but he's able to push it through.
He wasn't used to seeing one that high.
It was bringing the rain right there.
His first extra point barely cleared the crossbar.
I like the fact that we're making adjustments, and now we find that happy medium.
That's right.
And then we'll be right where we want to be. But West Alabama is able to put it in the end zone. They lead 14-3 here, 14-52. And, Rob, I can really get used to, the Goodyear blimp covering the coverage of the game here and the things that are going on here at Morehouse.
Well, the Dragon Con is in town here in Atlanta this weekend. I'm sure you're taking in that when we get through here.
Yeah,
tonight.
I booked it in a year in advance. It was a hot ticket, and I was able to get that squared away. And we're going to take full advantage of being able to get over here.
That's a big deal over here in Atlanta on Labor Day weekend, and of course Tiger football on Labor Day weekend in Atlanta could be a big deal.
Absolutely.
So far so good though. Again, we've sort of weathered that opening bell storm and taking a 14-3 lead as we head into the second quarter here is exactly what we hope to see. But gotta love the way the team really bounced. But
they've definitely responded, and also the folks who have responded, the Morehouse fans have started to kind of filter in since the game has gotten started. A lot bigger crowd here as West Alabama gets ready to kick it off. Gabe Dunkle, he'll do the kicking duties for West Alabama as he'll be kicking off from his own 35, back deep for Morehouse.
That's a nice
That
kick.
one's going to be an end over end. That will be a touchback. Dunkle got all of that one and then a little bit more as Morehouse will start it on their own 25, Rob. 14:52 remaining in the first half. And, not the textbook setup that we're, no. accustomed to, but, we're making do. I mean, we're right here in the thick of it.
Yeah, no, sometimes you just adjust like our coaches have had to do in this game, and and you make the most of it. So far, so good. Defensively, the Tigers, ever since that first drive, have sort of stiffened up. So let's see if they're in a running formation now. Let's see if they stick to the run.
Derek West with a low snap. He gives it to Davis. Davis tries to get in there behind the center, and he'll be brought down after a short gain.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That is Tony Washington, who came in on a blitz from the field side, the wide side of the field, and met the running back in the backfield. Running back was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. He barely did that.
West in shotgun. He'll have Davis. He'll put a man in motion. He'll bring him to the near side. 3 wide receivers. It'll be into the belly of Davis. Davis makes it to the right side. He avoids a tackle. He'll cross the 25, and he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line. As West Alabama swarming to the football after about a 3-yard gain.
Yep. They really, Morehouse had more blockers than we had defenders at the point of attack. But the safety that time, Lamar Gray, was able to come up and make a nice stop against that run after only about a 4-yard gain. So, 3rd down, 6 now, big possession down for Morehouse in their own territory.
Trips here to the near side. West with one man in the backfield. That'll be Davis to his left. He surveys the situation, the snap. He drops back to throw the left-hander. He's getting pressure. He's flushed out of the pocket here to the right side. Giving chase is West Alabama. An emergency throw in and out of the hands of the would-be receiver. And there's going to be a flag on the play, Rob, as it looked like he was trying to catch up with number 7, Delancey Tolliver.
And I don't know. There's a lot of, the flag was thrown from the Morehouse sidelines, and I didn't see what they saw, I guess. I saw what I thought to be a hold by the offensive line, but if they're obviously going to call this a defensive pass interference because that's
pass interference. Yep. Defense number 39. Ball be placed at the spot.
They get Isaac Williams for that. I don't know about that. I think both players were going for the football, but it gives Morehouse their first down. The Tigers went straight zone there, and I think that's wise with this quarterback running the way he does. You go man-to-man, and you can lose the quarterback, and you're in big trouble.
Yeah, they're keeping eyes on him for sure, and it's been a clean football game so far. The penalty there will bring a first down for Morehouse, as they're going to have a 4 wide receiver set. West in shotgun. He'll have Davis to the right side. He puts a man in motion as he breaks it down. The snap to West, the handoff to Davis. Davis is going to be met in the backfield. He avoids a tackle. He tries to bring it back here to the near side, but a great job right there by West Alabama. And it looks like we've got a Maroon Tiger shaken up there in the backfield, Rob.
Yeah, the running back did a good job of eluding tacklers, but as soon as he saw the man from Sweetwater, he went straight down. He didn't even try to challenge Shamar Lewis. And I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing, and a loss of 2 on the play. But the Tigers that we will say missed the tackle, they really blew the play up, so a lot of credit goes to them. But somehow an offensive lineman got twisted up in the middle of a pile there and is down on the field. So
13-18 left in the first half, 14-3 your score. We'll take a quick break here on Sly 104.9.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Welcome back to B.T. Harvey Stadium. The shaken up Maroon Tiger, he's being escorted, not aided. He's escorted to the sideline as he's on his own power there. He'll be tended to his injury there by the athletic training staff, but a great job by the West Alabama defense to put a lot of pressure. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and long. We're looking at a 2nd down at about 12. As Derek West, he gets the headgear squared away, the quarterback. He'll be in the pistol. Ernest Davis in the backfield. They'll bunch 3 wide receivers here to the near side and matched up one-on-one with T.J. Newell on the far side. puts a man in motion. As West snap gets away from him, and West is going to have to retreat. He'll fall on it, and he'll fall on it about the 13-yard line, so a big loss right there for the Maroon Tigers as the snap, just an errant snap, got away from the quarterback.
Well, here's why. The player that was hurt on the last play was Antonio Smith, their starting center. So they had to put in Jeremiah Johnson now into the, I don't believe that's Jeremiah Johnson over the ball. That is 55 for them, who's not listed as their backup center. Let's see who 55 is.
55, Jalen McGarry.
He's a freshman. That was his first snap in a college football game, and it never got over Ant High.
Well, I tell you what, that's going to be third down in downtown Atlanta, as it's going to be put into the breadbasket of Davis. Davis is going to take it to the left side. He'll get across the 15. He'll fight his way to the 18-yard line, and he'll be brought down as West Alabama's defense does their job with a little miscue by the offense, and that'll bring on the kicking unit, the punting unit, Ulbade Baker.
The depth chart that we have had a backup center that's not who
that
they
ain't
put.
Him.
It ain't him. It was a freshman, and his first snap, he just rolled it back there, and I think the Tigers probably would have stopped him anyway, but that certainly didn't help Morehouse's case.
Baker's going to get a high spiral. It's going to be fair called at about the Tiger 44-yard line as Nalls settles under that one. West Alabama in good position right here as they lead 14-3. 11:35, Rob, here in the first half, and West Alabama, after a slow start, looks like they're finding a little bit of rhythm here in this first game of the season.
Yeah, and nobody panicked, and so, clearly now with a 14-3 lead, with 11:35 to go in the second quarter, you can take some shots here. But you certainly want to, if nothing else, take control of this football game right here.
Looks like Nalls will be on the far side. Battle will be in the backfield. Tucker Melton will bring him out. Two wide receivers to the top side, one here to the near side. That's going to be G. Pollard. Tucker's going to give it to 8-Ball. He'll cross the line of scrimmage. He's moving the pile. He's going to take it out near midfield. And when you start talking about Demetrius Battle, 6'2", 240-pound grad senior, that's a whole lot of running back coming straight up the gut at you.
And a lot of experience, too. We had about 960 yards, 64 yards, something like that.
Just shy of 1,000, and a cool guy to boot. You see him in the cafeteria. He's always got a smile on his face. He's a hard worker, and he's working hard right there as he gains 4 the hard way. 2nd down and 6 for West Alabama. Tucker in shotgun. Low snap. He's looking to get with G. Pollard. Pollard was one-on-one. He had a step on his guy, a little bit overthrown right there as the would-be wide receiver 2nd down play falls incomplete.
Well, I like it. We just overthrew him a little bit. Just had one-on-one. He got behind his man because, again, Morehouse's defense, they're selling out on the run. They've decided they do not want to get beat on the ground, but now the Tigers are going empty. So
nobody in the backfield. It'll be Tucker Melton in the shotgun. Checking in as the tight end, Caleb Bass. 4 wide receiver set. Melton looking to throw across the middle. He's going to hook up right there. That's going to be John Hilbert. He found the sticks. He moves the chains for a West Alabama first down.
Morehouse brought a blitz from the near side, the back side, and nobody picked him up, and Melton took a lick on the play on the throw, but made a fantastic throw and a really fine catch right there by John Hilbert.
I like to see Melton settling in right there. It'll be a 2 wide receiver set here to the near side. It'll be Hilbert and Pollard. 1 man in the backfield. That's going to be 8-Ball. As West Alabama's 1st down and 10, they lead 14-3. Tucker take the snap. He's looking downfield. He's got a man one-on-one, intended receiver at Hilbert, and he threw him by, if he overthrew him by a yard, he overthrew him by 8. As that one gets away from it.
Well, I think it may have been miscommunication on the route that time. The receiver sort of broke his route off, and Melton threw it deep. But Melton's taken a couple of licks in these last couple of plays, and that one I thought was a little late, but it was not called. So hopefully the official will watch that a little closer.
G. Pollard here to the near side. Pistol formation for West Alabama. It'll be a fake the handoff. He's going to hook up. Pass complete to John Hilbert. As he'll be just shy of the 1st down. He'll pick up about 7 on the play. As Melton finds Hilbert. They move the stick. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
little freedom here. I would think this is 4-down territory, so you know you got 2 plays to make 3 yards.
Trips to the near side, 1 man to the top side, deep 8 ball in the backfield. Melton takes the snap. He steps in, fires a strike to Pollard. And Pollard's going to be wrestled to the ground, but not before he's able to move the chains for West Alabama as they get a first down as he comes across the middle for a West Alabama first down, Rob.
The Tigers' the offense passing game has found success with those slants. That's really where the yards have been made tonight in the passing game. And these receivers know they're going to hit when they catch the ball, but they are catching it.
Silas Thompson and John Hilbert here to the near side. They got Nalls to the top side. Pistol formation. Fakes the handoff to 8 ball. It's going to go out to Nalls as he goes toward the sideline, wrestled down after a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Got him out by the numbers.
Well, they're really fortunate at that time. The corner gambled, and as soon as Melton turned around to throw the ball to him, the corner was jumping the route. Very fortunate that Nalls ended up with that football. And at some point, you got to take advantage of him gambling the way he's doing. It's going to bite him one of these plays.
Melton in shotgun. 8 ball in the backfield. He's looking to get with Nalls. And another, maybe, is that a miscommunication right there?
No,
it just slips out of his hand?
They tried to do a hitch and go. Nalls didn't sell the hitch. I mean, the last play was a hitch, and Nalls squatted down on the 5-yard route. Well, that time, Nalls didn't really sell the hitch. So he just kind of stuttered and took off. Well, the corner didn't bite on it that time, and Melton really wisely threw it away. So I don't think that was miscommunication. They just did not fool anyone. He just threw it away.
14-3 your score. 3rd down and 7 on the play. Tucker Melton leads the offense out. We're going to have looks like a 2 tight end set. In the backfield is going to be Demetrius Battle, West Alabama at the Maroon Tigers 30-yard line. As he surveys, he puts a man in motion. That'll be Hilbert. As the whistles come in with reckless abandon. That's going to be a delay of game against West Alabama. By my count, 2nd penalty of the afternoon for West Alabama, an otherwise clean game.
Well, challenge for you here, Will.
Where's the clock?
Find the play clock. I don't think there is one here.
And we haven't seen down and distance on the board, so pardon me if I struggle a little bit. The sticks are on the far side, but we'll get it.
There is no play clock here, so Melton literally had no idea how much time he had.
Well, it looks like it's going to be 3rd down and about 11. West Alabama in Maroon Tiger territory. Melton with a lot of pressure in the backfield, and he's going to be pulled down at about the 41-yard line. So that'll be the Maroon Tigers get into the backfield and sack Melton. And that'll bring on the special teams unit for West Alabama.
Well, sometimes the blitz gets home, and that's what happened then. They came with 2 different linebackers, so they were rushing 5. And that time, no one picked up number 41 on the play. That's Dalen Land for Morehouse.
We'll bring in the punter. That's going to be Trey Sullivan, a low one, as he'll punt that one toward the right sideline.
Perfect.
It'll take a West Alabama bounce, and it'll rest at about the Maroon Tigers 3-yard line. A fantastic kick, Rob.
He just, at the end of the play, after it had been down, Sullivan acts like he's got a 60-degree wedge in his hand, and he deadened it inside the 5. And I tell you, if he could hit a golf ball to make it stop inside the 5 like that, I want to see him play golf. But that was just right.
I tell you what, that was money in the bank, as he's able to put him inside the 5. And the antics to boot.
Yeah, I mean they were perfect. And now is the time. He just made that ball check like it was a Pro V1. Here, good time for a turnover here, Will.
Derek West in his own end zone. He's rushed. He gets across, throws one across the middle. They'll get a little bit of breathing room as he's able to hook up receiver. That's going to be, looks like number 12.
The Tigers are arguing that the ball hit the ground, but the officials don't see it that way. They conferred and called it a catch.
So they're going to call it a catch. It'll be a pickup of about 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. West Alabama on top, 14-3, 7:25 remaining in the first half. As Derek West looks over the offense. Hard count. The left-hander, a lot of pressure. He's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be brought down. Great penetration right there by the Tiger defense.
Yep. Austin Cosby forced the first disruption. Then it was cleaned up by a fellow Tiger that time. Cosby coming off the edge really moved him off his mark and got him a little uncomfortable. And then it was just a matter of cleaning him up from there. So great job by the Tiger defense forcing 3rd and long. And try to force a punt here deep in Morehouse territory. Get good field position coming back.
West is going to have his heels on his own 1-yard line. He's got 3 wide receivers here to the near side as he works left to right. He's flushed out of the pocket to his left. The ball's on the ground and picked up by West Alabama. The big man up front. That was number 99, Terrence Monroe. As he takes it for the Tigers. He was sniffing the end zone, but good pressure as West gets hit on the elbow and coughs it up inside the 5.
Now, Will, they're going to talk about it. The ball went forward, but I don't think that he threw it forward. I think he lost possession of that ball as he was loading up to throw it. Now, if they overturn this and call this an incomplete pass, the Tigers would have been robbed.
As a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, West Alabama.
And that is the correct call. It'll be Tigers' ball at the 5-yard line. That ball was knocked out of his hands as he was loading up to throw it. A great job by the defense of getting to him. The quarterback's just trying to make a play.
Absolutely.
But they had the ball knocked away, and the Tigers were right there to jump on it. I told you it was a good time for a turnover.
Terrence Monroe, you called it. Terrence Monroe, the 6'3", 330-pound grad senior out of Petal, Mississippi. He's able to scoop it up. And he takes it down to the 5, and the West Alabama offense has got something to work with here as it'll be first down and goal from about the 5-yard line. In the backfield will be Demetrius Battle. 2 wide receivers to the top side. It'll be the pistol formation. Melton into the breadbasket of Demetrius Battle, and he battles his way down to the 2-yard line. Good hard running. He's a north and south guy. And Battle moves the pile, picks up 3 on the play. And it should be second down and goal from about the 2.
Yeah, Devin Salter getting up a little ginger there. But he's back in.
Second down. Hand off to Battle. Battle up the middle. And he's going to get in for another West Alabama touchdown.
I mentioned Salter. Salter ended up blocking down on the play, and really Battle ran right behind him. So I mentioned he was a little ginger on that last play. He didn't look like it then. He moved his man right off his mark.
Well, if you want to get in behind somebody that's going to cause a disruption, Salter, 6'4", 316 pounds, that's the way to get it done.
Yeah, I think so.
As West Alabama tacks on 6. They'll call on Gabe Dunkle, the left-footed kicker. Trey Sullivan's the holder here. 5:55 remaining in the first half. Dunkle, he's connected on the first 2 of the afternoon. One was a skimmer right over the crossbar. The other one with quite a bit more elevation.
In the box score, he's a perfect 2 for 2.
He is right down Broadway as Dunkle steps it off. Trey Sullivan there with the hold. So West Alabama ready to attempt the PAT. Got a good snap, good hold. The kick's up. And Dunkle will put it through. West Alabama leading 21-3 here with 5:55 remaining in this first half. We'll take a break on Sly 104.9.
Be a part of Nahiola Credit Union's winning team. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years and want you to be a part of our continuing success. We offer all types of financial services from personal and business checking accounts with no monthly service fees to low interest rate loan products. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years. Come by and give us a chance to show you the credit union difference. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
Welcome back here to Morehouse, where the Tigers hold on to a 21-3 lead. And welcome back the voice of the Tigers, Will Atkinson.
Rob, I tell you what, 8-ball was able to get in there and find pay dirt. Dunkle was able to split the uprights, extends the lead. We got just shy of 6 minutes left in this first half. Gabe Dunkle, young man getting ready to kick it off for West Alabama as he'll tee it off at the 35.
I was happy to see the short yardage offense that time come through for the Tigers.
That one's going to be caught a yard deep in the end zone. They decide to bring it out to the 10, the 15. He's going to be tackled. He'll bring it to the 16-yard line. And West Alabama's special team says no more.
Yeah, he chose poorly.
I mean, he's a yard and a half easily into the end zone, and he brings it out.
This is a critical moment in the game for Morehouse, I believe. With 5:48 to go, if they don't get some first downs and eat up some of this clock, they're going to give the Tigers the ball back with a good bit of time left on the clock. And I don't think they want to go into halftime down 28-3. I mean, I know they don't. So, this offense needs to be productive here on this drive if they plan on staying in the game, and making that decision to defer to the second half pay off for them.
Quarterback for the Maroon Tigers, 6'2", 190-pound sophomore. That's Derek West. He started this one, and his running back.
They had to move the ball from the coaches get to decide. They usually get to decide which hash mark they want to put it if it had been a touchback. But it was not a touchback. So now they have to move it to the other hash mark to start the play.
West on hash right. Moving up front. It'll be fake the handoff. He's going to try to hook up with a wide receiver in coverage. Is West Alabama's number 2.
It's going to be a flag if he can ever get his flag out of his britches. But on these slant patterns, the defensive back can go, they can try to cut underneath, but it's such a disadvantage for the defensive backs. And if you touch the receiver at all, the back judge is going to throw the flag. Well, that's what happened. He's trying to get to the football. He's being shielded off by the wide receiver. The ball wasn't very catchable. Coach Brett Gilliland on that far side saying, that ball wasn't catchable. I don't know what y'all are talking about. But the referees will disagree.
Number 9, 15-yard penalty.
They called that one on Lamar Gray.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was.
I'm pretty sure that was Kel Williams.
Yes,
that's who I've got, number 2, Kel Williams.
That's correct.
But either way, it'll be first down and 10 for the Maroon Tigers. They'll work from their own 32-yard line. It'll be the right hash, as the sun is starting to put a shadow over about 50% of the playing field here. West with a man in pistol formation, 4 wide receiver set. He'll fake the handoff to Davis, and he'll keep it. He'll take it to the left side. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play before he's brought down.
Great job by Stephen White of knowing how the kind of speed West has and taking a better angle and cutting him off. So limiting that gain to 3 yards, because it looked like West had some running room there, but Stephen White cut him off pretty quick.
21-3 your score. Second down and 6 for Morehouse. West will be in the shotgun. He'll have Davis to his right. He puts a man in motion here to the near side, so it'll be a 4 wide receiver set. West with his heels on the 30. High snap. He gets flushed out, moving to his left. The ball is up in the air. Intended receiver here to the near side is going to be number 8, Brogan Corda. But that one will get out of bounds as he was starting to get pressured. And West Alabama, again, getting some good pressure up front, forcing West out of the pocket.
Well, they're rushing 4 every play, and that's been enough. They haven't needed to blitz, really. I mean, you could say our defensive ends is sort of a hybrid linebacker versus a down lineman, but he's putting his hand in the dirt every play. So far, 4 has been able to get home. I don't think the Tigers would necessarily need to blitz here. I think they're content to sit in the zone and make sure the West doesn't beat them with his feet.
Third down, 6 to go from their own 35-yard line. 3 wide receiver set. West with a man to his left. He'll hand it off to Davis, and nothing doing right there is Davis is wrapped up by the Tigers. That's going to be Devontae Bryant. And Devontae, he might as well have taken the handoff right there because he was there in a hurry.
Buddy, if ever there was a defensive play dialed up for an offensive play, that was it. As if we were in their huddle. But the Tigers, with 4.5 minutes to go, will have about 4 minutes on the clock when they get this ball back. And the Tigers are in no hurry now to try to score before the end of the half. So, unless they score fast, then maybe they could add 2 scores during the half, but I'm just getting greedy now. I'd just like to see them get 1 more score in.
Baker with a wobbly spiral. That'll hit at the Tiger 40 and take a Tiger bounce.
Did it not hit the back of a Morehouse player?
It was spinning back, and it looked like it just hit the ground and kind of put it in reverse there, as West Alabama looks like they'll take over first down and 10 from their own 45. West Alabama on top 21-3. 4:05 remaining in this first half, Rob. And, the sun's starting to set here a little bit. The shadow is almost completely across the playing surface. Tucker Melton.
Yeah, Shadari Archie is into the game at running back for the Tigers. First time we've seen him today.
That's Antonio Brown.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Reading the wrong side of my Antonio Brown.
I was just lucky that I had the right side on my deal flipped
you did
over.
Good.
So Antonio
I was just
Brown.
Testing you, Will.
That's the only one I'll pass all day. Melton in the shotgun. Brown with a handoff. He makes a move at the line of scrimmage. He gets spun around. He'll gain 2 on the play.
So again, the Tigers are in no hurry. I think we're content to try to run as much of this clock out because you really don't have to get in a hurry till a minute and a half to go, right? And you really don't want to give the ball back to Morehouse with any time.
Yeah, no reason for them to get the ball back. 3:40 remaining in the half. West Alabama on top 21-3. Tucker Melton in shotgun. He'll have Brown to his right. 2 wide receivers to the top side. You got G. Pollard here to the near side. Melton wants to throw across the middle. He looks like he wants to hook up with John Hilbert. And he gets pressured, and that one will fall incomplete.
Morehouse is bringing pressure, and they're disguising their pressure. So they faked the blitz up the middle and ended up blitzing an outside linebacker instead. Tigers picked it up, but it's creating a read by Melton to think that slant's going to be open. Well, that time they disguised the blitz, went into a different blitz, and covered the slant. So it's good defensive coaching by Morehouse, but the Tigers are going to have to catch them gambling like that, and when they do, it's going to be painful.
Melton from the shotgun, a low snap. He's going to look to the left here as he gets pressure. That one's thrown downfield. G. Pollard looked like he was coming back on that route as Melton ends up on the turf once again.
Well, they rushed 5 that time, and he was looking for his biggest target, which was his tight end, Owen Harper. And, I don't know. When you're under that kind of pressure, you can't criticize who he throws the ball to. He's just fortunate to get away and give somebody a chance to catch it.
Trey Melton will punt it away for West Alabama. He'll punt it from his own 35, and that one end-over-end kick. It'll be fielded at the Morehouse 16-yard line as Melton did his part on the offense. Sullivan flips the field for West Alabama. 3:13 remaining here in the first half. West Alabama 21, Morehouse 3. And a continued growing crowd here at B.T. Harvey Stadium. As, it started out very sparsely populated, so to speak, but the Morehouse faithful, they have come out in droves.
I spoke too soon about the home field advantage. They have come out for sure.
3 minutes and 13 seconds away from halftime. You can see the Morehouse band down there getting ready for their halftime show. West brings his offense out. It looks like he's going to deploy 4 wide receivers. Davis will be in the backfield. Looking to throw the left-hander. He looks going to hook up with number 1, Marquez Pride. As Pride will get it out past the 20-yard line.
Shamar Lewis put him down, and Pride knew when he caught it he was going to get hit. You see him duck his head?
I was feeling it right here going, well, big fella, welcome to the big show.
They ruled that incomplete, I guess.
They sure did,
the
according
clock
to the
is
sticks.
Running. No, they finally moved. The official spotted the ball at the original line of scrimmage. Now they moved it up where the play ended. That's correct.
Everybody has a first game.
Yeah,
that's right. And it's a situation where it gets in a hurry, but it'll be second down and 5. Maroon Tigers from their own 21-yard line. West and shotgun. Davis to his right. A lot of pressure from West Alabama. Boom! And oh my goodness! Trayvon Stafford just absolutely annihilated the would-be receiver. And I'm telling you, there's not a person in this stadium that didn't feel that one.
D. Mays, the corner on the near side, came on a quarter blitz. The quarterback thought he had him out there, but Trayvon Stanford was supposed to fill in behind D. Mays, right? he got there just as the ball did. A legal hit, by the way, because he hit him with the sort of the side and shoulder right in the chest, and it was a beautiful play to separate the receiver from the football.
Big-time hit right there. As that'll bring up third down and 5 from the Maroon Tigers 21. Davison shotgun next to West. A lot of pressure from West Alabama. The throw is going to be in and out of the hands of Marquez Pride.
I mentioned Marquez Pride knew he was going to get hit on that first down play. That third down play that time, he didn't catch it because he knew he was about to be hit.
I tell you what, you turn to get those T-Rex arms. You're not reaching out there too far. And now it'll fall incomplete.
Now, we talked about the Tigers having the clock in their favor the last time. It's 2:14, and the Tigers are lined up to receive this punt. Now a little bit more sense of urgency by the offense to try to get the score on the board.
Baker rolls out end over end kick. That's going to hit at the 50 and take a Maroon Tigers roll. It'll come to rest at the West Alabama 40-yard line. So the Tigers of West Alabama will have about 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
This is perfect for Don Bailey and the offensive staff. It's exactly what they wanted. They want their starting team in here in a pressure. And let's call this a pressure because you want to see how they react. They get a sure enough 2-minute drill, 2:03 to go in the first half. 21-3 is the score, needing another score. This is good film material here.
Tucker Melton, he'll bring the offense out. He's going to have Demetrius Batter to his right. It's a 3-wide receiver set to the top side, 1 here to the near side. It'll be G. Pollard. He's on the number, matched up 1-on-1. West Alabama first down and 10 from their own 40. Tucker, he checks the offense. He gets the pitch to Battle out to the right side. He avoids one tackle. He'll get a gain a yard as he tried to make the end, and he's brought down after about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, it's a nice play that time by Dalen Land, the linebacker for Morehouse. Battle tried to put a move on him and just couldn't, and then Land gets up and really lets Battle hear about it, which was interesting.
You got G and Hilbert here to the near side. Melton looking to throw. He's going to hook up with Nalls. Nalls catches it across the 45. He'll be forced out at the 47-yard line.
Although Nall was open, it's a dangerous throw and catch because Nall is looking right into the sun as he catches the football.
And that's the only part of the field right now, Rob, that the sun's even touching. It's just perfect. But you called it. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for West Alabama from their own 46-yard line. Tucker Melton, he'll deploy 4 wide receiver, make it 5 wide receiver set. Here closest to me is going to be 8 ball. Pass, looks to throw. He goes to the sideline over to the far side. And that'll be pulled in by Nalls, and that's going to be a West Alabama first down.
Melton's got to get that ball out fast, and he's got to deliver it with some expediency. He did that time. He threw a fastball, and Nalls is going to check out of the game because he did get hit on that play, but it was good enough to pick up the first down.
Clock running, 1:18 left. 4 wide receivers. Melton to the shotgun. He looks to throw. He's going to go toward the far sidelines, bringing that one in. That looks like it's going to be number 13, Chris Binion.
But he didn't get out of bounds, so the Tigers are going to go ahead and take their first time out of this half. His knee came down on green grass before he was able to get out of bounds, so the Tigers are forced to take their first time out here after that 7-yard gain on first down.
Good play right there, and I'm seeing Tucker Melton really start to settle in, and I like the adjustments that he's making, and you can kind of tell that, he's a freshman on the paper, but, having some experience before he transferred in, I think that's paying dividends here.
Well, again, he hadn't started a football game since 2019, his senior year at Central Phoenix City. So it's been a minute, and he had sort of some jitters, I think, to start with, but he certainly settled in. The last 3-4 throws he's been making has been to the short side of the field on little 5-yard hitch routes and that sort of thing. That either they're picking on that corner or they really wanting to make shorter throws in this 2-minute drill. But certainly they're going to need to speed it up a little bit with 1:07 to go. It's still 42 yards out. They're going to need to get it downfield and attack a little bit more different areas of the field.
It'll be Tucker Melton in the shotgun. That looks like to be 8 ball to his right. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Malls to the top side. It'll be fake to Battle. Melton will keep it, and he'll be forced out. He'll get back to right about the line of scrimmage.
I thought he picked up a couple of yards there, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and let's see exactly where the spot is, but I think it's going to be 3rd down and 1. The spot looks like it's to be about the 40. Well, it's very close to 1st down.
You're right. He was going right at the sticks.
It's very close. It's not quite, but it is very close to 1st down to 39. I think Morehouse may have to have called a timeout here. They're stopping play. But, no, they're going to check the chain.
Are we going to check the chain here? Because,
well, the Tigers should go to the sideline and make sure they know what play they've got to get.
What? They're going to stand and stare into the sun right here.
Yeah.
And,
Silas Thompson is still in the game for the Tigers for Darius Nalls. And Darius Nalls is the leading receiver from last year, just a phenomenal wide receiver for the Tigers. So you would expect him to want to be in the game here in 2-minute drill.
Yeah,
but I think he got popped pretty good on that last play, but I see Nalls running out on the field now.
Yeah, he's getting stretched out. It looked like a little hurdle move right there to get over the chains as the officials finally make their way out to.
This sort of breaking the action to measure gave Nalls an opportunity to sort of regroup and recover and get back out there. So that's good. It's going to be about half a football shy of a 1st down. So it's 3rd down. 4-down territory, though, I would expect.
61 ticks of the clock left. West Alabama on top, 21-3. They took over possession here with 2:03. Half the length of the football, as you said, Rob. That's right on the money. As Tucker Melton, he's going to bring the offense out here to the near side. That's going to be G. Pollard. He's going to have Silas Thompson here. Looks like Caleb Bass in the tight end position. Shotgun formation with Demetrius Battle to the left. It'll be a handoff to Battle, and he's going to go to the right side, and he's met by a whole host of Maroon Tigers. I don't believe he's got that one.
No, he didn't. And I mean, negative play. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and the clock is running now. 45 seconds to go, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 1 from the 40. That was a breakdown in communication on the offensive line there to allow somebody to get through the line of scrimmage. We can't pick up a foot, and now we're in no hurry to get the next play off.
And still no indication as to where the play clock is, so we don't know the differential right there.
No, Tigers still have 2 timeouts remaining.
So 4th down and 1. West Alabama with a 3-wide receiver set. G. Pollard here to the near side. Silas Thompson on the top side.
Tigers are content to go to half now, I guess. They've decided that they don't want to give Morehouse the football. And
looks like they're going to. There's going to be a timeout. West Alabama with 11 ticks left. Second timeout of the half for West Alabama.
The only thing I can figure is on that 3rd down and 1, there was a challenge issue that if you can't pick this up, we're not even going to try to score. And because that's basically what it was. The next play they had called was a 1st and 10 play. They did not count on it being a 4th and 1 play.
Absolutely.
And that sort of changed the game plan a little bit. So the coaching staff allows the clock to run down to 11 seconds and calls timeout. The Tigers do have a 21-3 lead, but, as we talked about earlier, in a 2-minute drill, you only get so many times to really perfect your 2-minute drill.
Yeah, especially at game speed.
Right.
And West Alabama, with 2 minutes and 3 seconds, got the football, and looks like they're going to punt it away here with 11 ticks of the clock left as they lead 21-3. Trey Sullivan, he'll do the punting duties. Back deep for the Maroon Tigers. Keenan Anue, he stands at his own 10.
I think we'll play the Golden Tigers a little later in the season.
Yeah, and the Golden Bears as well.
Oh, that's right.
As that one will be fair caught at about the 10-yard line. 4 ticks left, Rob, as West Alabama has gotten themselves a 21-3 lead. Not the 31-0 lead that they had at this point last year, but, a lot of new faces and a lot of things that they're going to be working on as we progress throughout the remainder of this game and the remainder of the season.
Yeah, it's not time to push the panic button. Still leading 21-3, and for the most part had this game in hand. Morehouse, it's been a while since they made a 1st down that wasn't penalty aided. But you got to be disappointed in that 2-minute offense right there.
Derek West, the left-handed quarterback, three-quarter delivery guy for the Maroon Tigers in shotgun. We got a little drone action here as he hands it off to Davis. Davis tries to go to the left side. And the defensive line for West Alabama says no, sir. And that's the horn to indicate the half. So the halftime score, Rob, 21-3, as West Alabama will take the lead into the locker room. We'll take a break. We'll see if we can get you some stats and get ready to get this second half underway here on Sly 104.9.
The only thing worse than having a broken down vehicle is having to pay an arm and a leg to have it repaired. Well, at York Automotive, they not only have the parts you need, but they have a certified mechanic on staff as well. They leave the area in standard 5-quart oil change prices at only $39.95. York Automotive Supply has everything you need for maintenance, like belts, hoses, tires, and antifreeze. Get the best service and save the most money at York Automotive Supply, 302 South Broad Street, York, Alabama.
When's the last time you've been to the Aloha Hawaiian Grill? They've got a few new things that I think you should try. How about the Polynesian barbecue sandwich? Or what about the Hawaiian wrap with grilled chicken, steak, filled with sticky rice, aloha sauce, lettuce, and cheese? My go-to is always the IE Tuna Poke Bowl. Come check out the Aloha Grill, Highway 80, Demopolis, Alabama.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GOCO's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American-owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GOCO's.
If you are responsible for taking care of someone who is nearing the end of life, let us help you. Legacy Hospice can bring services to your home or to a nursing facility to care for your loved one. For more information, call our office at 1-800-580-8479. Legacy Hospice serves 8 counties in the West Alabama area.
That king-cut ribeye at Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's in Livingston just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's is the South's last old-fashioned steakhouse. They cook them the old-fashioned way. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
At the University of West Alabama, we want to help you find your something. We offer nearly 60 undergraduate programs in several areas of study, including education, natural sciences, nursing, business, technology, and more. Find your home at one of the safest college campuses in the nation and make lifelong friends through Greek life or student clubs and organizations. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of UWA's generous transfer credit policy and competitive tuition. Get started at UWAradio.com. That's UWAradio.com.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family-owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
Do you need a new vehicle today, or are you trying to keep your current vehicle running smoothly for a few more months? Hey folks, Lee Allen for Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No matter if you're in the market now or later, we're here for you. We have a lot full of inventory packed with cars, trucks, and SUVs. When you're ready, we have what you need at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian. Remember, when you're ready, we're ready. Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
We're back at halftime, 21-3. Your score here, Tigers. Your West Alabama Tigers leading the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College here in Atlanta. Morehouse College's Maroon Tiger Band is leading the halftime festivities. Will Atkinson on hand has been studying stats like a mathematician.
I tell you what, Rob, we got West Alabama 187 yards of total offense, Morehouse with 41. Only 3 penalties in the entire game, only 26 yards worth of penalties, which is pretty neat right there. West Alabama 12 first downs to Morehouse's 4.
And I would look forward to seeing extended stats because of those 4 first downs, I think 2 of them were penalty aided.
I would bet that you were right on the money.
2 pass interference penalties.
About that, Tucker Melton, 15 of 23, 132 yards and 2 scores. And West Alabama working in 6 different wide receivers. The go-to guy of the afternoon so far, Darius Nalls, 7 catches, 57 yards. As long as 16, he's averaging just over 8 per. John Hilbert, 3 catches. G. Pollard's got 2. And with 1 each, it's going to be Webb, Binion, and Bass. And the ground attack, 4 different guys carrying the football this afternoon, Rob. No surprise that Demetrius Battle with 11 carries, 35 yards, and a touchdown.
Well,
he's averaging 3.2 per.
I've got to think that the coaching staff's going to be a little disappointed in only 55 yards rushing. In Darius Nalls, Demetrius Battle's got 35 of those on 11 carries, 3-yard average. My guess is that, and we'll ask Coach G here in a few minutes, but I've got to suspect that they're a little disappointed with the run blocking up front.
Yeah, I really thought, we went run heavy there in the first couple of series, and West Alabama, time of possession, they win that battle by about 3 minutes, 16-16 to 13-44. West Alabama did turn it over once there on that first possession. And, you start looking at a few of the things at West Alabama. They've let's see it, 45 total plays to Morehouse's 25, so they've had a decent pace to things.
And the story really has been the fact that the defense, after that first drive, not really knowing what they were going to see tonight, the first drive Morehouse did some things to surprise them. But now all of a sudden they've settled in, and the defense has just played lights out. They've only given up, what did you say, it was 41 yards of total offense. Well, clearly the defense has got things under control so far in this football game. Now, I would suspect, again, the coaching staff's going to be a little disappointed in the offense, but understanding that this defense came to play today.
Yeah, you talk about the defense. Shamar Lewis, 5 total tackles, 3 of the solo variety. He's got 1 tackle for a loss. Michael Anderson, 3 tackles on the afternoon, all solos. He's got a sack and a tackle for a loss. So 17 total solo tackles for West Alabama and 3 sacks there in the first half. So, you hit the nail on the head. The defense is coming out there kind of getting after it.
Well, you got to remember, there's 3 touchdowns scored in this game by West Alabama. One of them was set up by the defense on the 5-yard line. So
absolutely.
It's not like the offense has been moving the ball up and down the field. They really have not. They had a couple of good drives. But for the most part, it's been the defense and putting the offense in good field position.
I tell you what, there's a lot for us to look forward to and more things that we can break down. We'll take another quick break, and we come back. We'll kind of load things up here on Slide 104.9.
Be a part of Nahiola Credit Union's winning team. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years and want you to be a part of our continuing success. We offer all types of financial services from personal and business checking accounts with no monthly service fees to low interest rate loan products. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years. Come by and give us a chance to show you the credit union difference. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
The only thing worse than having a broken down vehicle is having to pay an arm and a leg to have it repaired. Well, at York Automotive, they not only have the parts you need, but they have a certified mechanic on staff as well. They leave the area in standard 5-quart oil change prices at only $39.95. York Automotive Supply has everything you need for maintenance, like belts, hoses, tires, and antifreeze. Get the best service and save the most money at York Automotive Supply, 302 South Broad Street, York, Alabama.
When's the last time you've been to the Aloha Hawaiian Grill? They've got a few new things that I think you should try. How about the Polynesian barbecue sandwich? Or what about the Hawaiian wrap with grilled chicken, steak, filled with sticky rice, aloha sauce, lettuce, and cheese? My go-to is always the IE Tuna Poke Bowl. Come check out the Aloha Grill, Highway 80, Demopolis, Alabama.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American-owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
If you are responsible for taking care of someone who is nearing the end of life, let us help you. Legacy Hospice can bring services to your home or to a nursing facility to care for your loved one. For more information, call our office at 1-800-580-8479. Legacy Hospice serves 8 counties in the West Alabama area.
We're coming to you live from B.T. Harvey Stadium. West Alabama made the trip over to Atlanta. The 256 miles door to door. West Alabama leads 21-3. We got 9 minutes before the kickoff of the second half, and I'm going to kick it down to my main guy, Rob Pearson, as he's got the director of athletics, Kent Partridge, down on the sideline.
I was going to tell athletic director Partridge, Coach Partridge here, Happy New Year, but you're oh my, somebody's all fell over here, cheerleaders falling. Poor Kent's reacting to that, but I was going to tell you Happy New Year today, Coach, but your New Year has long started, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, a long time. I'm sorry, I was a little concerned. That girl fell off a pyramid over there at Morehouse cheerleading.
On a track, no less.
On a running track, no less, but she seems to be okay. Yeah, the year, there ain't no New Year. It always never stops. We're looking forward. I love this track, though. I was looking at it. Speaking of, hopefully we'll be having something like this pretty soon. Some things in the works, maybe. And this is a brand new piece over here at Morehouse, and it looks really good.
And you've looked around. It's not just the track, but the field as well that is behind the stadium and over here on top of this hill, and then the way they've got the setup here with the track and field's big with, what was it, Edmund Moses, I think, ran here?
Yeah, he did, and and brand new turf as well, and now some of the things that they may have forgotten were things like play clocks and chain clips and some of those type things.
Press box for the visiting media.
Press box for the visiting radio. But all in all, pretty good half for us. Particularly on the start of the year. Brett and them came out and got things going, and get a new quarterback. A lot of new guys on offense. 6, 7 new guys on offense. You probably know that quicker than I would. I don't use my whole account.
Well, you should. But, they kind of got punched in the mouth to start with, but they responded well and able to take a 21-3 lead. But Kent, you've got a lot of things on your plate with soccer going on now and volleyball. They're having matches all the time, and there's a lot going on around Livingston right now.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Coach Schmidt and his crew. They went up to the tournament this weekend and won 3. Which is a great job for what he being as late as he had to come in and to inherit things that were not going in his way, and he had to do it fast. And went up there, we lost our first 4 last weekend in another tournament, but went up this weekend and won 3 out of 5, and I couldn't be more proud of him. He's come in and taken the program by the reins, and of course I don't worry about our soccer programs with Graham and Ross. They're going to do what they're supposed to do, and their kids are going to do what they're supposed to do, and so I don't worry a lot about them. And now it's nice to have that confidence in John and his crew, what they're doing, and so I'm really, really jacked up about him winning 3 straight on the road to come back home. That's tremendous.
What's been his secret? Do you know?
I don't know. Win. John approaches things a little bit differently than a lot of people do, and his way of coaching is more of a let the kids realize where they're messing up and figure it out themselves, a little bit more than just being a screamer and a pounder and hopefully it's just, our kids, we struggled so much last year that, you got to figure out how to win again. And I hope that, and that was when I talked to him Friday after he won his first one Friday morning, and he said, I think we're finally figuring out what it's like to win again. And he called it, and they won the next 2. So we'll see once the GSC play starts. But the gym's going to be great. We're almost finished there. Inside there, the new video boards are going up hopefully next week, or the old one will be up again, and the new one on the other end. And it's going to be a really, really good experience in Pruitt now with 250 new seats and new floors and new sound, new things to get excited about. And coming off a championship with Coach Woodruff last year, and of course Rusty and them got things turned around last year, going in the right direction. A lot of good things happening in our department right now. So we're really excited. All right. Brett,
I'll catch up with Kent. Thank you very much for your time. I've got now head coach Brett Gilliland. Coach got punched in the mouth right off the bat, which you didn't know what you were going to expect from a new offensive coordinator, that sort of thing. But they settled in and played pretty well from then on.
Yeah, we did. It's never ideal to throw an interception in the first drive of the season, but ball was a little high and it came off his fingers. But and then they drove down inside the 1 and we held them for a field goal. I thought that was huge because that kind of reestablished, and it's what we've been talking about all camp, is find a way to reset. And it reestablished the mindset that we wanted. And then we were able to get some drives going and drive down and score. It's been some filthy play at times, and we got a lot to clean up. But, I'm happy to be 21-3 right now.
Tell me about that last 2 minutes. I know you're probably disappointed you didn't get to fully execute that 2-minute drive.
Yeah, we felt like if we'd got a first down on that 3rd and short, and that's been twice we've had 3rd and short that we didn't get a first down on in the game, and we got to fix that. But we felt like if we'd got that, we had a lot of time and some timeouts left to go down and get some points, which is, any points there at the end of the half is what we wanted. So that was disappointing. We just got to be able to reset and come out strong right here and continue to increase the intensity.
Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Coach Brett Gilliland giving us this time here to end the halftime.
I tell you what, I appreciate the effort getting down to the sideline with you, Rob. We're about 2.5 minutes away. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be ready to kick the second half underway here at B.T. Harvey Stadium on the campus of Morehouse. We're coming back in about a minute here on Sly 104.9.
That king-cut ribeye, Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's in Livingston, just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's is the South's last old-fashioned steakhouse. They cook them the old-fashioned way. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
At the University of West Alabama, we want to help you find your something. We offer nearly 60 undergraduate programs in several areas of study, including education, natural sciences, nursing, business, technology, and more. Find your home at one of the safest college campuses in the nation and make lifelong friends through Greek life or student clubs and organizations. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of UWA's generous transfer credit policy and competitive tuition. Get started at UWARadio.com. That's UWARadio.com.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family-owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
Welcome back to B.T. Harvey Stadium. We're about a minute away from kicking off the second half. And I'll tell you what, Rob Pearson, my man, he can do a little bit of it all. I mean, he tracks down the athletic director. We get to talk with the head coach, and then he still manages to sprint up the stairs, and I'd still be standing at the bottom going, oh, I got a stitch in my side.
I'm out of breath.
I won't make you say anything for another, 6 or 7 seconds. But I tell you what, we had an opportunity to hear from Coach Gilliland, and he said it, he acknowledges the fact that, there's some things that we got to clean up.
Yeah.
But, it's clean upable. If I can coin that, and, here we are on the road. It's a place that we've had success as the Tigers as of late. And the sun's starting to set here. The field is completely shaded now, so there's going to be none of those issues. And, we got a good crowd here as West Alabama's going to start this second half up 21-3. Rob, what do we have to look for in this second half?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what changes they've made on the offensive line. I'm sure that I don't know what they necessarily practiced for with Morehouse, what they expected to see, but the three-man front with the different blitzes coming, I think, has surprised the offensive line. Has caused some issues on their especially in run blocking and the fits and the different things that they need to do run blocking wise. I expect to see the coaches attempt to make some adjustments on the offensive line and try to restart this running game. And I'll be a little disappointed if we don't at least put 100 yards rushing up in the second half.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head earlier. 22 carries for the team for a total of 55 yards, and 8 balls got 35 of those.
Yeah, that's not going to get it, as we know, down the stretch. When you get in GSC play, it's you play a lot against a lot of teams, do a lot of different things, but if you can run the football against them, you've got a chance in every game, right?
Absolutely, and it's one of those things, and you're down there on the sidelines. I pinch myself to go, man, am I dreaming here, or are we really here in football for 2022? And that's an exciting time. It's awesome to be working with you, and I know we got folks that help make this possible behind the scenes. We got Wayne Grant back in the station that helps us out all the time, and I'd be remiss if I didn't give him a shout out.
Yep.
We got folks like Brian Courts, our guy from Sports Information. Yep. He bailed us out with the stats, so we're making it happen here we're right inside the stadium, brother.
Would you believe that the athletic director here at Morehouse hired Brian Courts when he worked in the state of Oregon?
Small world, man. I don't even know how to describe that.
And now here they are, in the same stadium in Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, the odds of that is really long. But, you're right. Athletics is a small world.
Gabe Dunkle to kick it off from his own 35. It'll be an end-over-end kick. It'll be fielded at the 3-yard line. He's going to bring it out across the 10, the 15, the 20. He'll make a move at the 20. He'll get to the 25. He cuts back to the near side across the 30, and he will be brought down at the 31-yard line. The return man right there for Morehouse, Marquez Pride. He ran about 50 yards but gained 31 on the play.
You're right. And sometimes when they reverse the field that dramatically, typically there's a block in the back coming, right? But they didn't do that. They were able to keep the blocks in front of them, and they'll have 1st and 10 at their own 31.
Morehouse is going to stick with West. It'll be the left-handed quarterback. He'll start 1st down and 10 from his own 30-yard line. In the backfield will be Ernest Davis. It'll be a 2 wide receiver stack here to the near side. West assess the situation, barks out the cadence, the snap. He looks to throw, makes the throw across the middle. That one's going to be complete, and he'll bring it just shy, looks like, of the 1st down. He got out to about the 40-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be very close, and that's going to be a Maroon Tigers 1st down, Rob.
Tigers playing straight zone there, keeping everything in front of them, but really just a 6-man front here for the Tigers and 5 defensive backs and playing straight zone.
4 wide receiver set. West in the shotgun. He's got Davis back to his right. The snap, hand off to Davis. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to bring to the near side. He's going to cross the 40, the 45. He's going to get across midfield. He'll get into Tiger territory, and he'll be forced out of bounds at the West Alabama 46-yard line.
And we mentioned in the first half, Will, the Tigers went man that time. And what that does is, if the quarterback gets out of contain, he's going to run free because everybody else is guarding somebody. So that's the risk you take when you go man. So 2 straight plays, they burned us in zone, and then they burned us in man.
West has some wheels. 3 wide receivers to the far side. He puts a man in motion. That'll be 2 on each side. 1 man in the backfield. That'll be Davis. Davis catches the handoff. He's going to take it to the right side. A whole host of Tigers meet him in the backfield, and there is going to be no room in the end for Ernest Davis Jr. as he'll be tackled in the backfield, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, nice pursuit that time, and a good job of containing the running back, and the Tigers just disrupted that play altogether. But I don't know why. I really wondered in the first half why Morehouse didn't try to throw the ball more. They're just not gaining anything on the ground against these Tigers.
No, they haven't been able to get anything really going. Only 41 yards of total offense in the first half. It'll be 2nd down. That looks like about 2nd down and 15.
And I didn't see how many of them on the ground, but it may have been negative yardage. I don't know.
West from the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself. He takes it to the left side. He crosses midfield. He gets to the original line of scrimmage, jumps in the air. Yeah. He'll get across the 40.
This is coming back, Will. He would have made a first down, but there's going to be an illegal block in the middle of the field. They blocked a man low, and that's going to be a personal foul variety there against Morehouse, so against one of our linebackers.
Going back to your original question, 19 yards of offense on the ground for Morehouse there in the first half, 19 to their 41.
Offense number 1. 15-yard penalty in response to the foul.
I believe it was against Shamar Lewis who took the block, and the block was down at his knees, and in the open field, you just can't do that, and that's why the penalty was thrown. So that is Morehouse's first penalty of the night.
And it's absolutely right, the first penalty of the game for Morehouse, and I'm going to give a tip of the cap to the white hat there because he's got a great field mic. We were able to hear all of that instead of every third word that you get in some stadiums, so that's a nice job. 2nd down and Carrollton.
Yeah.
West in the shotgun. He's got Davis to his right, 3 wide receivers set, 1 lone wide receiver here to the near side matched up. That play's going nowhere as it stays on the ground. May lose a yard on the play as West Alabama's defense geared up. And no go. A loss of yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Steve Cecil does here on his 3rd down and long. Does he just go rush 3 and sort of drop back 8, or does he come in with additional pressure and force a quick decision? I kind of think he's going to mush rush, try to keep that quarterback contained and take their chances with his arm.
West will be in shotgun.
That's what they're showing, a 4-man rush, so that leaves 7 back. And I think that's the right call. They're only rushing 3. They only rushed 2, really.
Be a little screen out there as West gets it out to the back out of the backfield as he completes the pass. That's going to be number 20. Somebody we haven't seen today, Zion Bowie. Completed pass, but he takes a little punishment there at about the 40-yard line, so the special teams unit will come out for the Maroon Tigers.
And the Tigers are ready for it. They really only rushed 2. They dropped the nose guard back into coverage, but they were ready for that screen. Some of the Morehouse fans were hollering for a helmet-to-helmet, and they may have been right, but there are no reviews here in Division II.
Looks like Darius Nelson back to receive a nice tight spiral punt. That's going to hit at the 15, and it's going to bound out of bounds. Where are they going to mark it? They're going to mark it out of bounds at about the 13. He's going to call it 14-yard line or so. See if he keeps moving there.
He says the 17. I think it was better than that.
I was way better than that, but yeah. Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, I thought it'd been down about the 12, but regardless, a fine punt there by Morehouse College. But the Tigers will get the ball back to their first possession of the second half at their own 17, leading 21-3.
Yeah, you got 11 minutes and 2 ticks of the clock left here in this third quarter. The offensive unit comes out for West Alabama. Tucker Melton will lead the way. Near side receiver is going to be Silas Thompson. You got 2 wide receivers to the top side. Demetrius Battle in the backfield to Tucker's right. It'll be first down and 10 from the Tigers' 16-yard line. As Tucker looks over the side, it'll be fake the handoff to Battle. He's going to find the wide receiver coming across the middle, and he hooks up. It looked like Chris Binion. The ball was in and out, but was it going to be a catch? And it's going to be a catch and a fumble.
Yeah. They threw the beanbag, which means it's going to be a fumble. He caught it. The play was well. I mean, you could tell they thought about it at halftime. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to fake that screen pass, and then we're going to throw the deep across the middle ball. And he had his man open, but as he was going down, the ball came out. It was close to being the ground that caused the fumble, but the back judge right there on it called it a fumble immediately by throwing the beanbag out. Morehouse College gets on it at the Tiger 40-yard line.
Yeah, Binion had a good route, and I'm with you. It looked like the ground may have caused it, but the officials see it different. So we have a first down and 10 from the Tiger 40-yard line. West in shotgun. He's got Davis to his left. 3 wide receivers bunched here to the near side. The left-handed quarterback steps back to throw. He wants to go deep. He's got a guy in the end zone, and that one's going to be picked off by West Alabama. D. Mays, step for step, and he picks it in the end zone. So back-to-back turnovers, Rob, and that was a nice play by D. Mays.
How do we describe this? D. Mays was looking over his inside shoulder for the ball, as was the receiver. The ball was thrown to his outside shoulder. So D. Mays and the receiver both really needed to sort of turn around and catch it on their off shoulder. Well, D. Mays was able to do that, and receiver wasn't. What an athletic play by D. Mays to catch that, to have the presence of mind to play the ball when he was looking in. It's hard to describe, but if you know football, you understand. He had to turn right around.
He had to get his hips rotated in the other direction, and he did a great job. And the defense answers the call right there. So Tucker Melton, he'll bring the offense back. That looks like Webb will be the man in the backfield. You'll have a little side screen pass out there to Webb. He's going to be forced out of bounds as West Alabama. Little to no gain there on first down. 10:33, 21-3 your score. And, man, I'd like to see that replay on that play by D. Mays, because very athletic. You said it, Rob. A great job defensively for West Alabama.
Yeah, he just played the football. You ask fans in the stands want the defensive backs to turn around and look for the football all the time. It's not always advisable to do, but he did then, and it was a great play.
Silas Thompson, the near wide receiver here. Webb in the backfield. It looks like he wants to go to Thompson. A little miscommunication as Thompson turned it back in, and Tucker Melton was going for the deep ball, and that'll be the second down play turned to third down and 10. As he lets it go, and they immediately, Rob, they just kind of look at each other and go, we missed it.
Yeah, and it's hard to know if there was a check read there, or but a man blitzed, and certainly Tucker Melton saw the blitz and thought he had a man deep, and the deep man didn't get there. So
you've got Hilton, Webb, and Thompson here to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the top side. Third down and 10. Tucker Melton rolls to his left. Tries to throw across his body a bit. Intended receiver was going to be Bry Webb, and that one will fall on the turf. It looked like one of the Marine Tigers might have had an opportunity to kind of dive and get under that one, but it falls incomplete. So West Alabama, after the turnover, they'll have to bring on the special teams unit. Trey Sullivan in to punt it away for West Alabama, as they weren't able to get the football with really any positive yardage there in that series.
Yeah, Bry Webb is not a wide receiver, number one. But he was trying to catch the ball, really more or less a tunnel screen, as it turns out. But it was just a little bit out in front of him. They came after it. Fortunately, Sullivan was able to get away.
Sullivan hits that one across midfield. It'll be caught at about the 46-yard line.
You know, one thing you got to credit the Morehouse coaches trying to make something happen here. They just went after that punt. They have been really applying the pressure to Melton to make him force quick decisions. The first time I've seen them not blitz was on that third down. They actually they rushed 3 and brought the coverage back, and the Tigers tried to throw underneath it and couldn't connect. But this Morehouse coaching staff is trying to change things up and come after the Tigers.
I tell you, and how they match up with the folks in their conference, I think they'll turn some heads after they review this weekend.
Absolutely.
As
they won 4 of the last 5 games or something like that last year.
West in the shotgun. Davis to his left. Fakes the handoff to Davis. West will keep it. He's made a move at the line of scrimmage, and he's crossed the 40. And he's going to get across midfield. He'll be drugged down at the Tiger 36-yard line. And once again, I'm telling you, Derek West is an athletic quarterback, 6'2", 190.
Yeah, and the challenge is keep him in front of you, right? And so once they got out, there were 2 men there for the Tigers who really had a chance to put a paw on him, and he just ran between them. And once he got in open field, he's hard to catch. But the Tigers did catch him at the 36-yard line. This is the deepest that they have penetrated Tiger defense since really their first drive.
1st and 10 from the 36, a low snap. He fakes the handoff. He tries to throw, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. It looked like number 10, Jamarcus Smith, got a hand on it and was in pursuit. And the I want to say Golden Tigers so bad I can't stand it, Rob.
I understand.
But the Maroon Tigers, they were able to hold them back there. But great job up front by Smith as he deflected the pass at the line of scrimmage.
Smith was just filling in. Actually, on the play, Michael Anderson lost his helmet the play before. Smith came in. They sent him on a blitz, and he knocks the ball down and really almost intercepts it.
They pulled him by the jersey, or he gets the football, it looked like. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Tiger 36. Gets the snap. He looks to wide receiver. He'll be complete for a 4-yard gain, but he'll be undercut by West Alabama's number 2, Kel Williams. A nice tackle right there after a 4-yard gain on 2nd down. That'll bring it up 3rd down. 8:54 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 21-3 your score, Rob. And West Alabama's defense showing some speed. And it looks like we got a Maroon Tiger down at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it's the wide receiver. And the corner on the play really did a good job of making the tackle. I didn't catch exactly which corner it was. I kind of think it was Kel Williams.
I think it was Kel Williams.
But he caught him around the ankles. And I don't know if he came down and lost his breath. He doesn't appear to be holding his legs, but he really was slow getting up. But then once he got up, he thought, I don't think I can stay out here for the next play. So he's coming off. I think when he landed, he may have landed on the football and knocked the breath out of him.
I think you're very, very likely right there.
But now let's talk about this, Will. We got a 3rd down and 6, and all of a sudden now, in the game that we've had in control for much of the first half, is slipping away a little bit. Morehouse has got the momentum. They've driven the ball deep into Tiger territory, and they could score here and cut it to 21-10. So now you've got a 3rd down and 6. And all of a sudden now we're in a critical moment in the football game.
Yeah, you'd really like to see the defense with that continued effort that they put in the first half. But as you mentioned, it'll be 3rd down and 6 from the West Alabama 32-yard line. West in shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 receiver there to the far side in the backfield. Kind of just to the left of West will be Davis. The snap is high. West has to jump to get it. He looks to throw out to the far sideline, and it looks like it's going to be a complete pass.
So I like what Steve Cecil did here. They completed it to the far sideline with the wide receiver that came in to replace the previous wide receiver. Assuming that he wasn't going to get a pass, the Tigers sent a corner blitz from that side. It's the short side of the field. Tigers bring a corner blitz. They, in fact, do throw it behind the corner blitz. But the safety's there to clean it up, made a nice play. It's 4th down 4.
4th down and 4 from the Tigers' 30-yard line. It looks like Morehouse is going to go for it on 4th down. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Davis in the backfield as West surveys the situation. West gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He looks to throw. He's going to try to go downfield one-on-one with the receiver in coverage. And Morehouse is going to complete the pass and get into the end zone for their first touchdown of the afternoon. So basically step for step was the man in coverage for West Alabama. And Morehouse was able to complete the pass. I believe that was to number 9, Keenan Inouye.
It was. They put him out there, and the Tigers were playing head up. They were basically playing on the line of scrimmage, And once he broke the line of scrimmage, it was one-on-one. And frankly, he made a nice play on the football.
It was a great play as Baker was able to get that one through. That brings the score to 10.
I thought the Tigers had him well covered. Kel Williams had him well covered on the play. It just made a good play. It happened.
We'll take a quick break on Sly 104.9.
Do you need a new vehicle today, or are you trying to keep your current vehicle running smoothly for a few more months? Hey folks, Lee Allen for Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No matter if you're in the market now or later, we're here for you. We have a lot full of inventory packed with cars, trucks, and SUVs. When you're ready, we have what you need at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian. Remember, when you're ready, we're ready. Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Welcome back to BT Harvey Stadium. 7:40 remaining in the third quarter. 21-10 your score with the West Alabama Tigers on top. And, all of a sudden, the Maroon Tigers with a little bit of life. They get their first touchdown of the season. And West Alabama's offense will be called upon once again, Rob. And, the Morehouse, they looked pretty good in that series. They were able to get a couple of first downs and then find the end zone for the first time.
Yeah, they were. And now all of a sudden we've got an 11-point lead when we felt like we had things under control. Really in the first half, 2 opportunities near the end of the first half to drive the field and score and put additional points on the board. And the Tigers failed to do so. Now, all of a sudden you look at thinking back on those minutes and thinking, well, those were opportunities, but now, all of a sudden, halfway through the third quarter, an 11-point ball game, I don't think that we want to let this thing get any closer. The pressure's back on the Tiger offense.
Yeah, I'd just as soon see us put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. Back deep for West Alabama. Looks like it's going to be Webb and Hunter Kilpatrick. They stand at their own 4-yard line. That's going to be a short end-over-end kick, and that's going to be fielded by Caleb Bass at the 30-yard line. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 35, across the 40. He's moving the pile, and he'll be brought down at about the 43-yard line. It was an end-over-end kick, and Bass takes it and muscles his way up across the 40, brought down at the 43-yard line.
Now, the head coach from Morehouse is Rich Freeman's going over talking to his kicker. I don't, the special teams coach, I don't know if I was the head coach, but the special teams coach talking to him. I don't know that the play was to kick it that deep. I'm not so sure they weren't going for an onside kick there because there was a lot of hand motioning going on before the kick. And they ended up kicking it short to an up man, a Bass, and so the Tigers have good field position, but I'm not sure that was the play by Morehouse.
Melton brings the offense, first down and 10. He'll fake the handoff to Battle. He'll roll to his right, and he'll find Owen Harper. Harper will catch it. He'll cross the 45. Be forced out at about the Tiger 49-yard line. So Owen Harper into the mix there, the big tight end. West Alabama with a little speed. It'll be second down at about 5. Melton in shotgun, but Battle in the backfield. Hand off to Battle. He dances around at the line of scrimmage. He goes to the right side, and he'll pick up a couple of yards right there. It'll be the couple that turns into 5, and that'll be enough for a West Alabama first down.
You got to do things to get them on their heels, right? And now that we've picked up that 2 plays of first down, maybe the defense is on their heels a little bit for the first time really in a while.
Owen Harper remains in at tight end. You got a 2 wide receiver set here to the near side, 1 to the top side. Battle in the backfield. Battle fakes the handoff. He looks like he wants to go to Thompson. In and out of the hands of Thompson.
Now that play, it's incomplete pass on a slant pattern, and that exact play has been called pass interference 2 different times against the Tigers, but it was not called pass interference against the Maroon Tigers. So that's just the way it's going to be played here today.
21-10 your score, 6:41. It'll be second down and 10 with West Alabama on the Morehouse 47-yard line. Tucker Melton in shotgun, Battle to his left. It's a 3 wide receiver set, 2 here to the near side and 1 on the numbers to the far side. Right hash, he's going to look to go to Battle coming out of the backfield and just thrown over the head of Battle. If he could have brought that down a little bit, there's some real estate ahead of Demetrius Battle where he at least gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up positive yardage, but instead it'll fall incomplete and bring up third down.
Well, I don't know. The Tiger offense, obviously, with this 3rd and 10 play, I mean, if they can get to the 40, maybe it's 4 down territory, but This is a big third down possession here from the 47.
Tucker in shotgun, battle to his right. Gilbert and Pollard here to the near side. Tucker steps back, a little bit of pressure, but he's going to step in this one. He's going to try to get it downfield to G. Pollard. Going on the deep ball, cutting toward the middle. And that one's overthrown. That'll bring up fourth down. So they didn't get the yardage that you were talking about, Rob. No. So once again, we'll have to call on the services of Trace Sullivan.
No, but I like the idea of he had him. He just overthrew him. What I don't like, I think, is against this defense who is taking a lot of chances, you've got to run some plays that involve double moves. That's just a straight post pattern. We didn't try to fake a throw to anybody to try to make somebody commit.
They come after the punter again. Sullivan gets off a high spiral. It'll hit at the 2, and it'll bounce into the end zone. But there is a flag on the play at the Tiger 41, right about where Sullivan.
They hit the punter or ran into the punter. Is there a difference these days? Well, we're going to find out. But certainly made contact with the punter, and the flag came out.
We'll await the official call here. You'll hear it with me. It still looks like they want to talk it over a little bit.
I believe it's going to be the 5-yard variety. The Tigers, I don't think that'll change their mind about whether they want to punt. If this is in fact a 5-yard variety, they're going to talk to Coach Gilliland on the far side and ask him if he wants to re-kick or take it from the end. I guess that would mean they would have 1st and 10 from the 15 and not the 20 if they just take the 5 yards at the end of the kick. Now we got to discuss exactly what our options are here. I don't think the Tigers would say 4th and 5 and we're going to go for it. I don't think that they would try to chance maybe punting again or even going for it here. But I could be wrong. Looks like they're going to try to punt.
Running into the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And I guess the Tigers could have declined the penalty, but chosen not to. They're going to actually re-kick this from the 41.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to change it. It's going to be from a 4th down and 10 to a 4th down and 5. Sullivan.
It's a 6-yard penalty, Will.
That's how we do it here.
If you're keeping score at home.
End over end kick by Sullivan. That hits at the 1. Bounds into the end zone. West Alabama's special teams man tried to knock it back out of the end zone, but it'll be a touchback nonetheless.
Well, it was a chance. I thought that maybe Sullivan could pin him inside the 20, and he tried the backwards end-over-end kick, and he just got a little too much of it. It's a little bit of a breeze going right to left, and he didn't factor the wind into his 60-degree wedge that time.
Yeah, no extracurricular antics there.
No.
After that one, but the West Alabama defense is going to be called on once again. You got 6:09 remaining in this third quarter. 21-10 your score in favor of the hometown Tigers here as the defensive unit comes on. In at quarterback remains Derek West. He'll be in shotgun. He'll put a man in motion, working here from the near side to the far side. He's going to want to throw it, looking for a man across the middle. He's going to complete the pass to number 1, Marquez Pride, but Pride is hit quickly by the Tiger defender. I believe that was Lamar Gray who was in there with a stop. So probably 5, we'll call it 6-yard gain on 1st down. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 4 as the sun is almost completely set here.
Yep. Pretty campus here.
It is a beautiful campus, 100%. I'd love to be able to take a walking tour of the campus. 2nd down and 4.
But not tonight.
Not tonight. I'll do it on another day when I got a little extra time. We're enjoying football tonight. West fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, wants to throw, and he's got a complete pass. The receiver takes it across the 35, and he's going to be met at the 37. And I do believe that T.J. Newell introduced himself to the receiver and said, yes, sir, I play football just like you do, but it'll be a 1st down for the Maroon Tigers.
That was a nice play call. They faked the handoff to the right. He bootlegged out to the left. The left-handed quarterback's a natural roll for him. Had a man slipping across the middle, uncovered, and hit him right in stride and gave the Maroon Tigers a first down.
So West is going to deploy 3 wide receivers. It'll be two here to the near side. Davis will be in the backfield to his right. He what looks like he wants to change his mind there. He calls out the play at the line. The snap is up. It'll be handed off to Davis. Davis to the left side, crosses the 40. And he'll get across the 40. He'll be pulled down at the 40, we'll call it 42, 43-yard line.
Tigers with a line change on that defensive line, bringing in several white jerseys to spell that defensive tackles and give them a break. Because certainly, I mean, now all of a sudden it's an 11-point game here, Will, and Maroon Tigers have found something offensively.
2nd down and 4. As the Maroon Tigers are on their own 44-yard line. A man in motion coming here to the near side. So it'll be a 4 wide receiver set. The handoff to Davis. He comes to the left side. He finds a hole, and he's going to get through the line there, and he'll get it across the 50. He'll get a first down as Davis had some blocking help up front. He got to the right side. He found the hole, takes it across midfield, and he'll be brought down at the Tiger 47-yard line.
Well, Stephen White did his job. He set the edge and forced the running back to cut up, but help was not there. And once he cut up, he was able to pick up the first down. The Tigers got to continue to pursue the football like they were doing in the first half.
1st down and 10 from the West Alabama 47-yard line. West in the pistol. He's got Davis in the backfield behind him. 3 extra yards back. He'll fake the handoff. He rolls back to his left. A lot of pressure by West Alabama. He wants to throw back toward the middle of the field. It looks like he's going to be able to.
Oh, no, he's hurt. West is hurt.
Yeah,
West was hit as he released the ball, and he has grabbed his right knee, Will, and that does not look good for Morehouse.
And that is not a good sign, as West is a fantastic athlete.
Oh, he's hurt, too.
What we'll do is we'll take a quick break right here. We'll let them tend to the injured Maroon Tigers. 21-10 your score with 3:17 in the third on Sly 104.9.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Be a part of Nahiola Credit Union's winning team. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years and want you to be a part of our continuing success. We offer all types of financial services, from personal and business checking accounts with no monthly service fees to low interest rate loan products. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years. Come by and give us a chance to show you the credit union difference. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to B.T. Harvey Stadium. Derek West, the left-handed quarterback for Morehouse, he was able to get up. He jogged off on his own power. It looked like there for a split second that, he may have really been shaken up, but they're going to have to go with their backup.
But now they're stretching it out like a cramp. When he went down, he looked like he grabbed for a knee.
I'm with you. It looked like he grabbed the knee.
But now, like you said, a backup quarterback into the game is Jalen West, a redshirt freshman, for Morehouse on a 2nd down 7.
2nd down and 7 inside Tiger territory. First time we've seen Jalen West. Tall athlete, 6'1", 205. He's going to fake the pitch. He'll be forced to his left, and it'll be a sack. Great pursuit right there by Kel Williams, as West had nowhere to go.
That play probably worked in high school.
It may have, but
he faked the pitch to the right, decided to keep it to the left, and there was just too much speed on the play for the Tigers, and he lost 5 yards. So to bring up 3rd down and 12, and now the redshirt freshman quarterback thrown into the possession down here from the Tiger 49.
Well, I tell you what, it's it's trial by fire right here for Jalen West, as he'll be in shotgun formation. Davis to his left. A bunch receiver set here to the near side.
They're going to call timeout.
Looks like you're going to be a timeout. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and we're watching Derek West down here as he's stretching out a cramp, it looks like, and this timeout may give him enough time to get back in on this 3rd and 12. We'll see.
Well, Rob, you don't anticipate those kinds of things. And like I said, it looked kind of like could have been a nasty type of injury, but I feel much better that he's up, moving around, and that he's going to be all right.
We were going after him, but not to put him down the injury. The kid is a competitor, and you want him to be able to continue to compete. But the Tigers have been in his grill most of the night, as you know.
There's no doubt about that.
And he is an exceptional athlete. But now here they are with their backup quarterback being faced with a 3rd and 12. Now, one thing you cannot do defensively is you can't sleep on the backup quarterback because you have no film on him. You don't know what his strengths and weaknesses are. You don't know what he's going to, if the play calling changes any because he's in the game, you're not as prepared for it. So we'll see what happens here.
So Jalen West will bring him out 3rd down and 13 as Morehouse is just across midfield. Snap to West. A lot of pressure. They're going to try to flush him out of the pocket, and West Alabama just collapses on him. It'll be a sack.
That was not West. That is a different player.
Did they not have?
That is a number. Now, we got him for a sack, so the Tigers going to force the 4th and 12. But his number is 19. Is that correct?
Do we have a 19? Let's check it out.
It's
Kamar Carlisle. So they slipped in an Atlanta, Georgia native. Carlisle comes in. My apologies. They
called timeout to put Carlisle in the game. Who's not on our two deep depth chart. But I guess he's a better drop back passer, but he didn't get a chance to throw there before he was sacked.
Wobbly spiral by Baker. It hits at the 18-yard line. It'll take a Morehouse roll. Boy, that was a dandy of a roll as it'll settle at the West Alabama 10. So West Alabama will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 10-yard line. We got a minute 22, Rob, here in this 3rd quarter. And West Alabama's leading at 21-10, but they haven't put points on the board here in the second half.
You've put yourself in a position now where a mistake hurts a lot worse than it would have hurt, right? And it's an 11-point game, and you can't afford a mistake now with the ball where it's your own 11-yard line. Is that what you said? Or no, 10. We haven't been able to run the ball effectively all night, but you're in a position now where you really need to run the football.
Tucker will bring him out. We've got a 2-wide receiver set there to the top side. Tucker's going to hand off to Battle up the middle. Battle will shake and bake there at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up a couple on the play.
There's got to be misdirection, a double move, because they are selling out on the first thing we do. And the one time we hit it, the very first play of the second half, we had a man open, caught the ball, fumbled it as he was tackled. So, there's got to be something like that, Will. 2nd
down and 8. Be handed off up the middle. Battle's going to be bottled up, and then he's going to find a way out to the right side. He's going to cross the 25, the 30. He'll get across the 32-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. So a big gain right there on the ground. It looked like they had Battle there bottled up on the right side, but he was able to get through and pick up a big 1st down.
Well, credit Battle and the offensive line. First of all, the offensive line stayed with their blocks. There was one man that was uncovered, and Battle made him miss. And when he did, he had some open field. That was a huge run to get the ball out to the 30-yard line. Give us some little breathing room here.
1st down and 10 from the 30 for West Alabama. Tucker hands off. That's going to be Webb up the middle. He'll pick up 3 yards on the play.
Those Tigers are staying with that ground game and really staying between the guards for the most part these last 3 plays. And that will end the 3rd quarter. You got your 4s up?
I go every guy's got their 4s up. We'll come back for the final stanza here at BT Harvey Stadium on Sly 104.9.
The only thing worse than having a broken down vehicle is having to pay an arm and a leg to have it repaired. Well, at York Automotive, they not only have the parts you need, but they have a certified mechanic on staff as well. They lead the area in standard 5-quart oil change prices at only $39.95. York Automotive Supply has everything you need for maintenance, like belts, hoses, tires, and antifreeze. Get the best service and save the most money at York Automotive Supply, 302 South Broad Street, York, Alabama.
When's the last time you've been to the Aloha Hawaiian Grill? They've got a few new things that I think you should try. How about the Polynesian barbecue sandwich? Or what about the Hawaiian wrap with grilled chicken, steak, filled with sticky rice, aloha sauce, lettuce, and cheese? My go-to is always the IE Tuna Poke Bowl. Come check out the Aloha Grill, Highway 80, Memphis, Alabama.
(21-14) your score as we enter the fourth quarter. I am Rob Pearson alongside Will Atkinson. And Morehouse has mounted a charge here in the second half, but the Tigers so far have held them off enough. But now with the ball, having a second down 7, and to bring you the play-by-play action, the voice of the Tigers, Will Atkinson.
Second down for West Alabama. They're going to have a 3 wide receiver set. They've got Owen Harper in at the tight end position. Tucker Melton in shotgun. They work from their own 32-yard line. They'll hand it off up the middle, and that's going to be Webb, and he's got some room. He's going to cross across the 40, the 50. He'll cross it across the midfield stripe. He'll be pushed out of bounds at the Maroon Tigers 45-yard line. So a big gain right there for West Alabama as Brian Webb found an opening on the right side behind the offensive line of West Alabama, and he's able to get inside Maroon Tigers territory. Webb on the handoff once again. He's get bottled up. He changes his direction, bounces it to the left side, and he'll get about a yard on the play, so it'll bring up second down and 9. 14:23 remaining in the contest. West Alabama on top 21-10. Tucker Melton with the offensive calls here. He'll fake the handoff. He looks to hit with Silas Thompson, and he is going across the middle. He hooks up to his receiver. That'll be a first down as he's brought down at the Maroon Tigers 33-yard line. First down for West Alabama.
I believe that was an RPO that they hit the slant pattern over the middle, and a nice catch that time by Thompson for the first down.
Melton in shotgun. He'll hand it off to Webb up the middle. He dances at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to pick up 4 yards on the play. He'll be taken down at the Maroon Tigers 30-yard line. So a little offense right here for West Alabama as they are just methodically right now kind of moving down the field.
Well, Brian Webb's a different type runner than Battle. And he's not a big guy. I guess you could say diminutive, but they just flat lost him a couple of times.
Battle checks in as he gets the handoff up the middle, and the big man, he hits the pile, and it's going to move with him. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but I tell you what, I think after the contact, he's going to pick up another 3.5, maybe 4 yards, Rob, on that hard run up the middle.
Third down.
Battle is he's not a big guy, but he ran more like a bowling ball right then. You call him 8-ball, and you're right, it's his nickname, but he ran more like a bowling ball then. It's good. Third and short now for the Tigers. Need to pick this up.
Third down is short from the right hash here as they go left to right. 4 wide receiver set. Melton looking to throw. He's going to go for his wide receiver here on the near sideline.
Now, there's flag on the play. They haven't said whether the pass was complete or not. They're going to rule it complete. And on a beautiful catch, I couldn't tell if his foot was in bounds. And they never really put a signal up, but they're marking the ball at the 17 where he caught it, and then a flag came in. So let's check this flag. If it's pass interference, I guess you would decline the penalty.
On the reception was Dalton Bailey, as he might have put in right there.
That is, I've seen Dalton Bailey play 3 years of high school football at Sipsey Valley. And, buddy, get ready, folks. That was his first career catch for West Alabama. And you're going to see a lot more where that came from. That guy can play, and that was a beautiful catch. Obviously, he was being interfered with when he caught the ball. Caught the ball over the helmet of the defender. There's not many passes Dalton Bailey can't catch.
My first opportunity to see Bailey right there, and I like what I see, Rob. I think you're right on the money.
Defense, number 16. Ball be placed in the spot of foul. First down.
Well, see, I did not see Dalton Bailey on the 2 deep. On the 2, maybe he's there. Maybe I didn't notice it. But I'm pleased to see him getting some playing time here in this fourth quarter because we know that I've seen him in action. he can play. He'll be a regular target before the year's over with.
First down and 10 for West Alabama. It'll be a handoff to Battle. He tries to get over to the left side, and he's going to find his way back to the original line of scrimmage. As, to continue that thought with Bailey, I tell you, it's an athletic play. You got a foot in, and he's a good-looking football player.
Yep.
On our chart here, he's listed 6'1", 185.
I think he's a little taller than 6'1", but he'll be a possession receiver. But they got him lined up at an X receiver on this near side.
Caleb Bass will come in. Melton in shotgun. He's got his back to his left. He's going to drop back to pass. He looks for the receiver, and he overthrows Caleb Bass as that one goes out of the back of the end zone. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. West Alabama working from the Morehouse 16-yard line.
Yeah, Caleb Bass had 3 guys around him. I think that Melton just overthrew everybody on purpose. Now, one of their defensive backs coming out with a cramp. We'll see if the Tigers can take advantage of that on this 3rd down. A field goal would be nice. It would give the Tigers a 14-point advantage. And now with the ball at the 11-yard line, you're looking at about a 32-yard field goal, but a touchdown would be better.
3rd down and 10 from the 16. A lot of pressure, and the pocket collapses on Melton, and he'll be sacked for a loss on the 3rd down play, and that'll bring up 4th down as the Maroon Tigers got there in a hurry. Pocket kind of collapsed on him, and that'll bring up 4th down and long. Stepping out will be Gabe Dunkle. In to hold is Trey Sullivan. They're right in the middle of the field, Rob. So
yep.
He couldn't dial this one up any better.
It's
Trey Sullivan to hold. Gabe Dunkle gives him the nod. The snap is down. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good. You can put it on the board. 3 points right there for Gabe Dunkle as he splits the uprights.
That's an outstanding hold, Will. The snap was just a touch low, but the holder got it up, spun them laces just right, and Buddy Dunkle put it right through the middle of the uprights. Big 3 points right there.
We'll take a break on Sly 104.9.
In today's world, it's nice to know who you're spending your money with. That's why at GoCo's Exxon stores in Butler, Gilbertown, Silas, Coffeyville, Millry, Chatham, and Sweetwater, they are proud to be American-owned and operated. Stop into one of their stores today for a hot stuffed pizza, for real milkshake, ice cold drinks, snacks. They got everything. They even carry hunting and fishing supplies in most of their stores. Thanks for shopping local with your area GoCos.
Go.
B.T. Harvey Stadium, West Alabama connects on the left foot of Gabe Dunkle. They extend the lead 24-10. Dunkle, the grad senior from Glendora, California, he made it look easy right there, folks, as he puts it through. As West Alabama extends that lead 11-10, we got left, Rob, and, you wanted the touchdown, but they were able to get 3 and make it a 14-point game.
I'm not greedy.
Points are points.
Points are points. And to be up 14, it just feels a lot better than being up 11, But regardless, the Tigers have some coachable moments here. But, maybe the Maroon Tigers are a little better than last year's Maroon Tigers.
Kickoff's fielded at the 9. He's brought it across the 10, across the 15, and he will be taken down at the 20.
Well,
the tackle looked like Lamar Gray, but he might have got a little bit of face mask right there.
Yeah, he spun that head around. He just reached out with his hand a little high, and his helmet, he grabbed enough of his helmet to sort of spin it around, and he got the attention of the officials, and that'll be a 15-yard variety. So they'll have the ball around the 35-yard line. Sort of back to my last point. Last year was, 48-7?
48-7.
Sort of think, well, you're here to focus on yourself. We got some things we want to make. See what kind of team West Alabama's got. I think this is a different Morehouse team than we saw last year.
I agree with that 100%. And like I said, there's There's 11 minutes of football left, but, there's some positives and some things that both of these ball clubs can work on. And one of the things that have never really endured as a broadcaster, I've never been in the dark. And I mean literally in the dark. It was great when the sun's out, but now I'm in the shade of the press box. So any of my notes, I hold them up so that I can see them a little bit, and that's a good time.
Yeah.
Who do we got in quarterback? If they got West back out there, I can't see the number, but it'll be first down. Yeah, it's the left-hander. West tries to throw out to the far side. Intended receiver gets rocked.
Shamar Lewis gave him a good old South Marengo County hello right there on that far side.
It's like the stone cold shiver right there.
It was.
That one falls incomplete. But West, the starter for Morehouse, is back out there, so he's been able to get through the cramps, and he's leading the offense once again. 2nd down and 10 from his own 35-yard line. He surveys the situation. He's got 3 wide receivers here to the near side. He puts a man in motion in a 4 wide receiver set. Snap to West. He rolls to his left. The left-hander looking to go upfield. Intended receiver is going to be number 2. That's Ernest Davis. Excuse me, that was number 8. I'm getting them all. Yeah, that's Brogan Carta. But that one falls incomplete for the 3rd down.
Well, if he'd have thrown it to him, Shadarian Archie would have intercepted it. So he did a good job of throwing it out of bounds. Well covered on the play.
So West still in at quarterback. 3rd down and 10 from his own 35. Davis will be the running back to his right. 4 wide receiver set. 3 here to the near side, 1 to the top side at the numbers. West looks over the line. He makes a couple of pointing moves to get his offense moving in the right direction. Long count, the snap. Pressure for West Alabama. The pocket forces West out. He's going to cross the original line of scrimmage, and he'll slide. And he'll be just shy of the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 38. And that'll bring up 4th down and about 7. So I expect to see Baker come out for Morehouse.
Now, Shamar Lewis has played a lot of football in his career, and he's got to be more careful when the quarterback goes down. It looked like he sort of led with his helmet there, and I guess did not make contact. But he's smart in that. He's got to be more careful. Fortunately, the flag did not come out.
I haven't made mention of this, but we've got about 11 guys that have double numbers. So on special teams, when they don't have the return man listed, it's hard to tell. So that's either D. Mays or Darius Nelson, but he'll call for the fair catch.
I believe that's going to be Nelson.
At the 25-yard line. My money was on Nelson, but just as soon as I say Nelson, they're like, hi, my mom was listening.
Yeah.
And it's D all day long. So,
right,
we'll get that sorted out between now and the next broadcast.
The perils of having 2 number 5s.
I mean, we got double numbers all the way from 0 to about 11.
I kind of go back to a point I made in the first half. I think the coaching staff has to at least, they may be disappointed in how the play has been, but they've got to appreciate the fact that they put the players are in a difficult situation here, and they are.
Melton takes a snap with some pressure. He rolls to his right and tries to throw it, and it's going to fall at the feet.
The Tigers got a break there because they threw it as he was falling down, and they ruled it incomplete. It was very close to being down before he threw the ball.
Very close indeed.
Now, what I mean by that is, you really, it's almost like you learn more after a failure than you do a success. Well, we got a lot. We're going to learn a little bit tonight because we're facing adversity. Sometimes we faced it well, sometimes we have not.
Well, that's where the growth happens, Rob, and you're exactly right. So it's a 2nd down and 10. Melton gives the handoff up the middle. He'll find a hole, and he's going to pick up at least 4 yards on the play.
Last year the Tigers were able to jump on them early and really score 35 points early in the game last year, and sort of put the game out of reach early.
Absolutely.
And the players knew that coming into today's game too. And that could have played a factor today as well. But this has been a Tiger fight all night for sure.
Antonio Brown in at running back. He stands to the right of Melton. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Melton steps back. He looks to throw here to the near sidelines. He's going to hook up with Hilliard. He makes the man miss. He gets across the 30-yard line. It'll be taken down at the 31.
Not enough, though. And so, yeah, he basically he checked off about 2 options there that were well covered in the defensive secondary, and it came down to his third option on this near sideline and be about 4 yards shy of the first down. So you got to, again, the blitzes are coming, and I don't know who the defensive coordinator is for Morehouse, but he has dialed up some things tonight that has really given the Tigers fits.
Back deep for Morehouse will be number 9. That's Keenan Inoue. Trey Sullivan, end-over-end punt. Inoue calls for the fair catch.
That's a fumble. That's a fumble. I think it's going to be Tigers' ball, Will.
You heard it from Rob Pearson, and right on the money. And that was a really odd deal because Inoue throws his hand up for the fair catch. He has to sprint to the ball, and then he loses his footing, and he fumbled the football. And you were right on the money there as West Alabama will take over first down and 10 from the Morehouse 40.
He absolutely muffed it. He just, the ball went right through the wickets that time, Will. And the Tigers are right there to pick it up. You're exactly right. He called for the fair catch, but you still got to field it cleaner. So the Tigers have the ball at their 40-yard line.
So first down and 10 for West Alabama. They're inside the Maroon Tigers territory. Melton at quarterback. Brown on the handoff. He comes to the right side. He's across the 40, the 35, and he's going to be ridden down at the 31-yard line. So a nice run right there by Antonio Brown. As looks like he's just shy of the first down marker. He picks up 9 on the play. So Brown to the right of Melton. Second down and 1. Brown eludes a tackle, spins, and will be taken down in the backfield. He'll lose a yard or 2 on that play. It looks like it'll be a loss of 1. It'll bring up third down.
First of all, on the first down play, it was a horrible spot. He absolutely made the 30-yard line and spot him down to 31, and so it brings up second down and 1. And here we are in a short yardage running situation again, and we fail to account for all the defensive players.
Yeah, we've got to be able to put a hat on a hat. And West Alabama's Melton will bring him to the line. A 3 wide receiver set. Brown to his right. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Melton calls out the cadence. He looks to find his tight end, Owen Harper. He hooks up with Harper across the 30, across the 25, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Enough for a West Alabama first down.
That's a nice play, hitting Harper out in the flat that time. And, of course, Harper took a little bit of a shove, but a nice 7-yard pickup. And he faked the block. He sort of down blocked and then released out in the flat and was open for enough to pick up the first down.
Bailey here to the near side on a 3 wide receiver set. Melton fakes the handoff to Brown. He gets flushed out of the pocket, and he'll be sacked.
I mentioned double moves. The problem with doing double moves, and the reason we haven't seen many of them, is you have to have time to do it, right? You've got to set up that first move to be able to do the second move.
It's kind of weird how those things work out, but you're exactly right. And a big loss right there for West Alabama as they lose 5 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 15.
It's easy for people like me to say, well, they need to do double moves. Well, you still have to have 3 to 4 seconds back in the backfield to execute them. And
Melton
we haven't
drops
had that.
Back to pass. He tries to go across the middle to Silas Thompson. But a lot of pressure right there. He has to get rid of it in a hurry.
Melton threw a 5-yard pass and was hit on as he threw it. So that tells you he really hasn't. Now, he felt that hit. It was a little lower than it should have been, but he felt it. Oh, and he won't have to rock him to sleep tonight, that's for sure. But he is, just hasn't had much time, and now Morehouse is selling out on those short passes.
Third down and 15. A little screen pass out to Brown. Brown catches it at the 35 across the 30, and he's lost the football. Brown was hit at the 22, and he coughs it up. He was going to have enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and the ball comes out, and it looks like Morehouse was going to be able to get on that one before it goes out of bounds just across the 25. We'll call it I've got it at the 25, but maybe a little shy there.
I think that's right. And it was a nice block. You got to give some credit to the block to Harper. Owen Harper sort of sprung him. It was not going to be near enough for the first down, but it may have put us in field goal range, which would have made it a 3-score game. So the turnover does loom pretty large here. So it's still a 2-score game, 24-10 with 6 minutes to go. But at the third turnover, I believe, tonight, 2 fumbles and an interception.
It's going to be a 5-wide receiver set, nobody in the backfield with West in shotgun formation. He catches the snap, looks to the man out at the numbers, completes the pass. That's going to be to Pride, and Pride is going to be forced out of bounds after an 8-yard gain, 7-yard gain. So 2nd down and 3.
Tony Washington in coverage that time for the Tigers. Out in that flat, but a nice 8-yard pickup. The Tigers just need to keep them in front of them here with 5.5 minutes to go, leading by 2 touchdowns.
West again with a 5-wide receiver set, the left-hander with a little bit of pressure. He's on the run. He goes out to his left. He's trying to get rid of it, and coming back to the football is going to be Pride. And did he get his arms under it, Rob? I think he did.
Enough for the officials to be happy with it. So they'll rule it a catch at the 45-yard line. Give Pride a lot of credit. His quarterback was in trouble and just threw it into an empty spot, and Pride had to turn around and run back to the quarterback and dive to catch that football, and he gave the Maroon Tigers a first down.
West in shotgun. He'll have Davis to his left. 3 wide receivers to the far side. 1 here at the numbers. 1st down and 10. West drops back. He's looking to throw pressure. He's pushed out to his right. Pursuit by West Alabama. West still running, and he's going to be forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And there's going to be a late flag come in, Rob, from the sideline over at West Alabama.
The only thought I had in my mind there, Will, was don't hit him. Don't hit. He's going out of bounds for a loss. And apparently somebody just, they're always going to protect the quarterback as well they should. So now there is some discussion here as to whether or not they're going to waive this off, though.
After the play,
they don't.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds. Number 2, defense. 15-yard penalty at the end of the play. First down.
It wasn't a 3rd down, but had it been a 3rd down, that would have been another turnover.
You're right.
You just can't. That's a mistake you can't make on your own sideline, for goodness sakes. On either sideline, but you do that in front of your own sideline. The play was dead because he was running out of bounds, and you just can't run into him.
So the Maroon Tigers will get in the West Alabama territory. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the Tiger 42-yard line. West in shotgun with Davis to his right. Trips here to the near side. West stops back. He's going to throw to the man out of the backfield. Looks like he wanted to go to Davis, and that one will be incomplete.
The funny thing about this defense, Will, after that incomplete pass, the Tigers really all game from the first get-go are looking more for the hit than they are the football. And it's actually worked to the Tigers' advantage in a lot of cases because the receivers are looking for the hit and not looking for the football.
You're absolutely right about that because everybody's bracing for the train wreck that's coming.
Yep, and it's coming.
And you are 100%. It is 2nd down and 10 from the West Alabama 42. West hands off to Davis. He goes to the right side. He'll grit across the line of scrimmage. The pile continues to move as he's going to pick up. That's going to be almost 5 yards on the play right there, Rob, as he's just shy of the 35-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 5. 4:10 remaining, 24-10 your score. West Alabama on top. Derek West in at quarterback for Morehouse. Ernest Davis Jr., the running back to his left, trips here to the near side. He puts a man in motion. West wipes his hands to make sure they're dry. He sidearm slings it right across the middle of the field. And I tell you, we talked about him going 3 quarters, but that's sidearm all the way.
Yeah.
And he fires it in there. And that's going to be enough for a first down for Morehouse. as we've gone just under 4 minutes to play.
Clearly the directive is don't give up the big play. So we're happy to keep things in front of them again. It's 3.5 minutes to go, up 2 touchdowns. Don't give up the big play.
West in shotgun. Davis to his right, trips here to the near side. One lone receiver out at the numbers to the right side. Man in motion from left to right as West gets ready to make the call, and flags abound here.
2 flags.
Looks like we're going to get some offensive movement by Morehouse.
53, offense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
I think that quarterback called for the football, and the center didn't snap it. Basically, that's what happened.
They're going to call Antonio Smith, the junior out of Decatur, Georgia, for the movement. And that's going to bring up first down at about 15. As we are at the 3:16 mark, 24-10. Your score, West at quarterback. He's in shotgun. Davis to his right. Stack wide receivers here to the near side, and the same on the top side. West drops back with pressure. Shuffles his feet, throws downfield. Well over the would-be receiver. I think the closest person to making that play would have been Lamar Gray.
Yeah, that's right.
As, you know, if Lamar has an opportunity to take 2 more drop steps, that's a pick, but it sails, and it'll bring up second down and long.
Yes, it does. They finally take a shot downfield, but I think the quarterback took a shot in the process. It's like what we've talked about, how Morehouse is not giving us much time to throw. Our defense is not giving Morehouse much time to throw either.
I've really enjoyed what I've seen out of the defense for the most part of tonight, so it'll be second down and 15 from the Tiger 25. West with a sidearm throw. He's trying to go to the receiver here to the near side, but that one will go into the Morehouse bench. We'll bring up third down in coverage for West Alabama was number 5, D. Mays.
D. Mays having a conversation with the ball boy on the Morehouse side of the field. After that, I think the receiver was supposed to break to the outside, and he sort of broke inside. But D. Mays had that very well covered, and he and the Morehouse sidelines are recapping the play.
It'll be third down and Spellman from the West Alabama 35-yard line.
They got 2 plays to get there.
West drops back, surveys the situation, pressure. Oh, he's got some room to the right side. He's going to cross the 35 to 30. He skips, jumps, and will slide down to the 28-yard line. It was a lot of real estate right there for him, Rob.
The side judge waved his hands over over his head like he was going to stop the clock, but he did not. The clock does not stop. And shouldn't have. So they correctly keep it running. It's 4th down 7, and of course they're going to go for it. Like I said, they had 2 plays to pick up the 15 yards. 2:20 and counting. Tigers, again, content to keep them in front.
4th down and 7 from the 27 of the West Alabama. West trying to go downfield. His receiver's got a step on his man. The ball is up, and that is going to be caught, Rob. In coverage for West Alabama looked to be Kel Williams. And the receiver comes down with it.
I think that was Tony Washington in coverage for the Tigers. I believe it was number 8 over there, and he's coming out. But he had a great angle on the ball, and I guess stuck his arm. The ball had to go right through his arms.
From my vantage point, it looked like he had his hand up, but he squeezed one through there. 24-16 your score. Baker in to kick.
Oh, it's blocked.
Going to be blocked.
Oh, that could be big. It's an 8-point game now instead of 7.
Wow.
Well, we'll take it. But going back to that, the big play is what we were in position to defend, and we failed to make the play. That was basically the bottom line there.
Great throw right there to get the touchdown, and Baker tees it up. He had a pretty good hold, and West Alabama got the hand up there at the line of scrimmage, blocks the extra point. So 24-16 your score. You got 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Now, this is kind of odd. We had a 2 minute and 3 second opportunity at the end of the first half that we weren't able to, get that momentum and had to, ultimately with about 11 seconds left, give the ball back. What do you expect to see right here with 2:05 here in the game?
Well, first of all, you fix to see the most exciting play in sports, the onside kick. But hopefully if the Tigers are able to recover this onside kick, then it's what they call 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the clock out. But the Tigers have not done a good job running the ball tonight, and stats will bear that out. So I think Morehouse only has 2 timeouts remaining, so they can only stop the clock twice. I don't expect the Tigers to put it in the air at all. Do you?
I don't. And looks like you're going to have the hands guys up there. Back deep for West Alabama. I'm assuming that looks like from here, it looks like Bass. But you got your hands guys up at the 45. The ball will be teed up at the 35. Baker doing the kicking. As West Alabama awaits the kickoff here. They lead at 24-16 with 2:05 here at B.T. Harvey Stadium. Baker checks the numbers. Everybody's there as he approaches. The kick gets a little kind of a pooch kick. It hits the turf in and out of the hands of Kilpatrick. But Kilpatrick fields it. And it'll be down at the Tiger 36-yard line. Kilpatrick, we've got the
special teams coach and the kickoff man are not getting along. That's the second time those two have engaged in spirited conversation coming off of a kickoff. Clearly, the special teams coach meant zig and the kicker zagged. He kicked it, I guess, deeper than they expected him to. But now it was closer than it maybe should have been.
You're right.
Tigers were able to jump on it. Fortunately, now, let's take the air out of this football and go home.
Melton in. The running back's going to be Antonio Brown. 2 wide receivers. The handoff to Brown. He dances around at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like. Either way, it'll be close.
Yeah, I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage. The Tigers are not sustaining their blocks against this Morehouse front. Now, as players are trying to get off the pile, as timeout is on the play. A Maroon Tiger came out of the huddle with the football, but the officials had already ruled the play dead, and a timeout has been taken. So much ado about nothing.
So 1:55 remaining. Timeout on the field. And West Alabama enjoying a 24-16 lead here. We'll take a short break here on Sly 104.9.
If you are responsible for taking care of someone who is nearing the end of life, let us help you. Legacy Hospice can bring services to your home or to a nursing facility to care for your loved one. For more information, call our office at 1-800-580-8479. Legacy Hospice serves 8 counties in the West Alabama area.
Tigers are enjoying an 8-point lead. It's 24-16 with 1:55 remaining. As West Alabama's got the ball, 2nd down and 10. They're working from their own 37-yard line, we'll call it. Tucker Melton in at quarterback for West Alabama. A 2 wide receiver set there on the top side. In at running back for West Alabama. Looks to be Antonio Brown.
Finally, the Tigers sort of called a hard snap, trying to draw Moorhead off sides, and it looked like it worked, but there's some discussion. The Maroon Tigers say that the West Alabama Tigers done it.
Defense with contact, number 96.
They're mad, too.
2nd down.
We'll take that penalty.
Number 96, Dorian Black, senior out of Harker Heights, Texas, called for the contact offsides. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for West Alabama.
I think the Tigers could hard snap again, draw them off again.
2nd and 5 from the 42. Tucker Melton hands it off to Brown. He's met with opposition right at the point of contact. He might have picked up a yard on the play.
They call their final timeout here, Will.
So it's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one here on Sly 104.9.
That king cut ribeye, Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's in Livingston, just makes my mouth water thinking about it. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's is the South's last old-fashioned steakhouse. They cook them the old-fashioned way. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's open Thursdays and Fridays for lunch from 11 to 1:30. And if you want that famous steak, it's served Wednesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9:30. Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's off I-59 and 20, exit 17, Highway 28 West in Livingston, Alabama. Check out Diamond Jim's and Miss Donna's on Facebook.
At the University of West Alabama, we want to help you find your something. We offer nearly 60 undergraduate programs in several areas of study, including education, natural sciences, nursing, business, technology, and more. Find your home at one of the safest college campuses in the nation and make lifelong friends through Greek life or student clubs and organizations. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of UWA's generous transfer credit policy and competitive tuition. Get started at UWAradio.com. That's UWAradio.com.
B.T. Harvey Stadium, West Alabama 3rd down here as Tucker hands it off to 8-ball. He bounces it out to the right side. He's going to cross the 40. He's going to fight his way out to the 44. We'll call it 45-yard line. So he gains a couple on the play. 1:35 remaining in the contest as West Alabama, they have the football with 1.5 minutes remaining. Morehouse exhausted all of their timeouts. 24-16 your score. So it's going to be 4th down and 3 for West Alabama.
Yeah, I expect the Tigers to call a timeout here with the 0 on the play clock.
Which is always.
Well, I guess, or try to draw them off sides. There's no way we're going to run a play here, right?
It's a hard count for Melton. He's motioning to the sideline.
No chance. What do we do?
It'll be a handoff to Battle. He meets opposition at the line of attack. And Battle is shut down. He might have lost a yard on the play. He, at very best, gets back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll be a turnover on downs as the Morehouse defense holds. It's an 8-point lead, 24-16 with 52 ticks remaining, Rob.
Well, it fooled me. I just fully expected us to sort of run a little more time off and make them drive the length of the field. The Tigers holding on to an 8-point lead, but now here we are. Morehouse has the ball inside of West Alabama Tiger territory.
It'll be 1st down and 10 from the West Alabama 45. West in at quarterback. He'll deploy 3 wide receivers to the top side of the field. He's got one guy here at the numbers. Davis will be to his left as West Alabama's going to spread out the defense. It'll be the right hash here, the near hash, as Morehouse gets ready to get things underway. West surveys the situation. 4 wide receiver set. West barks, snaps, looks to throw downfield. He shuffles his feet, he throws, and that one's going to be complete at the 35-yard line. A big cushion right there as the receiver, that looked to be number 7, Delancey Tolliver. He'll reel in a catch as West throws a strike, and that'll move the chains 1st down and 10 from the West Alabama 35. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds right there. 46 seconds remaining. West in shotgun formation. Pressure. Pocket closing. Pushing him out to his left. He throws to the sideline just to get rid of it, as there was a lot of pressure right there by West Alabama's number 4, Michael Anderson. And West is forced out of the pocket. He throws it away. It'll bring up 2nd down. 39 ticks. 24-16 your score. In a contest that's seen a much different Morehouse than we did a year ago.
That is true.
It'll be a 4 wide receiver set, 3 here to the near side. Davis the lone back to West left. 2nd down and 10 from the West Alabama 35. West rolling to his left, pressure. He sees some room, and there's room. He's going to go to the 30. He crosses the 25 to 20. He's going to be forced out of bounds and tripped up at the 18, and very dangerous. West had some running room. 29 seconds left. He picks up the first down. He gets it inside the 20. I think they're going to mark it at about the 18-yard line.
Well, you know they're out of timeouts. Somehow we've got to get them tackled inside the sidelines.
West Alabama making some changes. First down and 10 from the Tigers' 16-yard line. 18 ticks. West takes the snap, pressure from West Alabama. He rolls to his left. He dumps it out to his wide receiver here to the near side. That's going to be number 8, Brogan Corda. And he's going to be forced out of bounds after maybe a 2-yard gain.
Well, that play took a long time to develop. 19 seconds ran off the clock. It's only 10 seconds left. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get him down in bounds, so he was able to stop the clock with those 10 seconds left. But gosh, seems like an eternity now.
Holy smokes, right here. 24-16 your score. 10 ticks of the clock left. It'll be second down. And 7 to go as West. He's got 4 wide receivers. Davis to his left. 3 wide receivers to the top side. West drops back. He looks to throw. He's going for the end zone. One-on-one coverage. And that ball is going to be
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Wow, and the fans really thought they had a touchdown there, and I'm on the wrong side of the field to tell, Will. How close was it?
I'm telling you what, from here, I've got a terrible vantage point, but it's way closer than I wanted it to be. As the official standing right there on it looked like he had a good look, and he called it out of bounds, and I'll take it.
Well, the receiver had a height advantage on us that time, Will, and he just threw it up one-on-one. We had it well covered. We just had a 6-inch height disadvantage. Went up and caught it, but I guess his foot landed on the white stripe. One play left here from the 14 with 4 seconds to go.
Third down and 6 to go. 4 seconds left. West Alabama on top. Derek West, the quarterback, drops back. He's going to keep it himself. He's got some room. He crosses the 10, the 5, and he's going to be tackled at the 5-yard line. West Alabama's defense will hold, and they will come away victors here, 24-16 in the season opener, and it wasn't without some excitement, and it came right down to the wire, Rob.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm right here in the end zone, and it was 4 yards away, you know.
You're on it.
That's where we were, 4 yards away. So give credit to the defense. They kept, and we talked about it, the goal was to keep them in front of them, and that's exactly what they did on that play. They kept Morehouse in front of them, didn't let them score. I guess you could say bend but don't break, right?
Absolutely. As West Alabama, right there, it gets pretty interesting as we're going to hopefully hear from head coach Brett Gilliland as our sideline and color analyst Rob Pearson gets down there. But the happy final here in Morehouse,
yes.
24-16, and holy smokes, it got interesting in a hurry. And West Alabama will come out victorious, but a much different Morehouse team than we saw a year ago in a game that West Alabama won going away 48-7. I'm going to turn it over to you down at the sideline, Rob.
Okay, we'll see. Coach Brett Gilliland here, bend but don't break, I guess, right?
Yeah, we made that one interesting. That was ugly. I mean, the thing we did was we found a way to win the game. We found a lot of ways to make it close. But hats off to Morehouse. They played a heck of a game, and Coach Freeman had them going.
Well, I mean, last year's game, you took control early, and there's really no contest most of the game. This one's a totally different story. You learn more through adversity, though, don't you?
You definitely grow more. But, yeah, we'll see a lot of stuff that we did and didn't do that allowed them to come back in the game, and that's what we got to fix. But, it's easier to do that after a win.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Tigers.
That's the head coach, Brett Gilliland, and Rob Pearson down on the sideline, and you heard it. It's going to be easier to make the corrections after a win, but obviously a few things that he wants to work on.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. There's some things that we saw. I think we saw, quarterback take his first start tonight and had some jitters to start with, but worked through them and really got in a rhythm and looked really good. Wide receivers look really good. We know our running backs. We know how good they can be. They just didn't have a lot of room a lot of times. And so I think we found really, the offensive line's got to continue to develop and to grow and to work together. And I think maybe we saw some of that being just, again, it's sort of a situation where the group of five has got to continue to work together and get their calls right and make sure everybody's on the same page. And once they do, it could be a very different sort of deal. So, look, the Tigers were in control of this game. Morehouse came back and made it a game, and I think that's what the coaching staff's going to be a little bit more concerned about is the Tigers had an opportunity to put this game away and didn't do it. So, they've got to work on that too, for sure.
Well, Rob, that's from the sideline. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to see if we're going to be able to wrangle up any stats. If we can't, we'll wrap it up. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the happy final here, 24-16, as the Tigers win it in the first game of the season. But a quick break here on Sly 104.9.
Livingston Auto Parts has been family owned and operated for over 40 years in downtown Livingston. They've been serving the surrounding area, all the hydraulic hoses, batteries, spark plugs, oil, and belts that keep your vehicle and farm equipment going. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon. Hey, if they don't stock it, it probably doesn't exist, but I'm sure they can order it for you. Livingston Auto Parts.
Do you need a new vehicle today, or are you trying to keep your current vehicle running smoothly for a few more months? Hey folks, Lee Allen for Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No matter if you're in the market now or later, we're here for you. We have a lot full of inventory packed with cars, trucks, and SUVs. When you're ready, we have what you need at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian. Remember, when you're ready, we're ready. Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
At Sumter Insurance, we have the best insurance products and the most experienced staff. Come see us today.
Be a part of Nahiola Credit Union's winning team. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years and want you to be a part of our continuing success. We offer all types of financial services from personal and business checking accounts with no monthly service fees to low interest rate loan products. Nahiola Credit Union has been providing winning service for over 60 years. Come by and give us a chance to show you the credit union difference. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
The happy final here at B.T. Harvey Stadium, 24-16. West Alabama will take the win on the road, and that's a place where, as of late, the road's been pretty friendly to them.
7 in a row, dating back to 2 years ago, and 5-0 last year, start off 1-0 this year. Although the coaches, I think, would tell you that they didn't get their best effort. I saw some things where certainly the Tigers could improve, and Coach G said that, so it's not really a secret, but, next week will be an opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. Some of the things we got to look forward to is, Rob's the hardest working man in D2 football radio right now. I mean, he's up the stairs, down the stairs. I would have tapped out a long time ago.
We need to find a shorter stadium.
Well, I tell you where it's not. It's not at Del. We got to go there 2 times.
Oh, it's true.
But what we got to look forward the rest of the way, next week we'll go to Miles. It'll be a 6 o'clock kick there in Fairfield. First home game for West Alabama will be September 17th against Tuskegee, 2 o'clock kick. West Alabama will host West Georgia on the 24th and host Shorter on October the 1st. So after 2 road games, West Alabama will get to be at home a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing is you've got these three games to start with, and it's going to be important to work these kinks out. And you mentioned at halftime, these are correctable issues. So you had this game, you got some good film now. You can go back and start working on specific things. That you maybe didn't come out in practice, but now look, game speed. Here's the way that's going to work out, and now you've got 2 more opportunities, and you've got to take advantage of them. Miles is a good opportunity to come back and focus on yourself, and then Tuskegee's always got a good football team,
no doubt.
And so that'll be the first home game, And, then you get into Gulf South Conference play. Because when it, they all matter, obviously, but the goal is first goal is to win the Gulf South Conference.
Yeah, after you talk about those first 5 games and then you really get into the heart of that conference schedule, it'll be back-to-back road games. You got to go to Valdosta, then to Delta State.
Yep.
And then October the 22nd, we'll have homecoming. We'll host North Greenville. Then it's kind of a road home deal. North Greenville at home, West Florida on the road. We'll have Mississippi College at home for the final regular season home game, November the 5th. And then the playoff preview game, November the 12th, we go to Delta State for the second time, and that'll be in like 4 weeks. So, that's always interesting.
Because, everybody wants to travel to Cleveland twice.
Absolutely. I looked at their schedule. They got 4 home games, and we're 2 of them, which is a really odd deal. But
that's why they have that extra game, gives them another home game.
You're exactly right.
Kind of got messed up when a team dropped out of the Gulf South Conference. But, again, the win, you'll take the win, obviously. This is a huge deal. So 24-16. At the end of the day, it's 1-0, and again, I think this is a good Tiger team. I think this is a team that can contend. There's a couple of pieces that they've still got to work on and tweak to sort of mold themselves into the team that we know we want to see. So, saw a lot of new faces out there, some transfers. The quarterback who transferred in from Bowling Green. He really played a great game. We've got to protect him a little better so he didn't get hit as much, that sort of thing. Defensively, a lot of good things, but in the second half, the defense showed some either fatigue or just letting too many little things by that sort of cost them. And certainly that quarterback had a little bit to do with it, but we're going to play other teams with quarterbacks.
Yeah, he was very athletic, and, we had our moments, but, all in all, you said it, we get out of here with a win, and there's some opportunities to regroup and make some adjustments, and, that's what's the name of the game. If you recognize the adjustments, you got to be able to make them, and I have no doubt that Coach G and his staff is ready to make that happen. So, we got game 1 in the books. Rob, I look forward to an absolutely rock star season with you. It's been an absolute pleasure to get this one kicked off. Wayne back in the station is always helping us out, and Brian Courts and all the SIDs here. A happy final 24-16 for Rob Pearson and Wayne back in the station. I'm Will Atkinson. Good night and go Tigers.